Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tige Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Tige Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tige Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tige Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
Damn, I hit the space bar on y'all. Oops. I was like, where'd the timer go? Where'd the timer go? I hit the space bar on y'all ass. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trigger Mike. Back here on this fine Friday, August 25th, 2023. It is a wonderful Friday, man. It has been a hellacious work week for me, as I'm sure it has been for some of y'all. But man, damn, it's good to see y'all. Good to have y'all in the building, man. All my people, I see y'all in the chat. Come on in, trickle on into the Trigger Mike Show. We're gonna have a good time today. We shooting the shit today. We here for shits and giggles. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? What's going on with everybody? I'm gonna let y'all trickle on in. Let y'all see my face, and I ended that timer a little bit early. I know there's other people streaming, and there's anywhere in the YouTube verse where you can be, but you're here with me. All right. I know the Trigger Mike Show is some of your favorite shows, and I could not get you a show that many times this week. So I'm really glad I had a little bit of time to get with y'all today. This is going to be a brief one, about a 2.5 hour, or really 2 hours from now show. I don't know if y'all heard, but I need y'all to go look at those tabloids for this Houston, Texas area. We are in the middle of a school bus crisis. Not only the last time we were up here, I shared with you that we have a significant school bus driver shortage to where it's taken upwards of 4 hours after school is over to get students back home. But now they're dropping little kids off at the wrong bus stop. Somebody got dropped off in an abandoned church. Boy, so it's hellacious out here. So now everybody's getting off work to go get their kids. So which make that car rider line super long. You're only supposed to be in there. I mean, usually the first week of school, always crazy. Always crazy. People trying to walk their pre-K kindergartners in, trying to check on them, all that type of stuff. Go to the desk. This paperwork wasn't filled out. So it's always crazy the first week. But this is week number 2. It's still crazy. Line still all the way into the street, blocking traffic. So shout out to Philly, man. So I think it's maybe Philadelphia area. This is actually a national epidemic going on, right? My man EBD got it. He said, you could probably thank Ebony K. Williams for that. The B-dubs strike again. Now all of a sudden, nobody wants to be a bus driver. Even people that were driving for years. You see what y'all did? You see what y'all did. But it's crazy out now. No, it's really affecting a lot of people. So me, I'm privileged because I work from home. I work remote. Even if I have a meeting going, I will go to my Outlook, tap on the Zoom link from my phone, and go dark on the cam and go pick my son up while still listening to the meeting, unless I'm facilitating the meeting, of course. And shit, I ain't gonna lie, I did it once while I was facilitating the meeting. But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy out here. Philly is giving people their money back because we pay for this. We pay for all of this through our taxes. And any of you that know this Texas area, especially this Houston, Texas area, this county I live in, is among the top 5 expensive in the nation. So if you're gonna take all of this money for this premier school district and some of it is for transportation, I need y'all to do what Philly did and give us some of that money back. Philly is giving like $300 a week. $300 a month back in transportation fees if you pick your kid up from school, take them to school and pick your kid up. So I need my money back. Y'all out here tripping, dropping kids off at the wrong place. You got kids, you're not even supposed to mingle kids together of different age groups like that. Now you got kids 4 to a seat, 3, 4 to a seat. I caught a glimpse of one of the buses. I drove past them. The kids are packed onto there. Crazy, man. So yeah, y'all bear with me, man. We having a hard time adjusting out here in this Houston area to what's going on with the school bus shortage. But you know what? This is all going to lead to the resurgence of man. This is all going to lead to the resurgence of man. I can feel it. I hope y'all see it too. Some dudes, and y'all already know, if y'all don't want to take these jobs, our Mexican brethren will be nice and ready. It's going to lead to some kind of amnesty for all the people that are here illegally so they can take these jobs. Y'all already know. This has already happened in history, okay? That's how my parents got their citizenship. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, tell y'all my tether tales. Tether Mike is about to tell y'all some tether tales. See my man Ricky. What's going on, Rick? Uncle Rick is in the building. Let's tell y'all some tether tales. When the people cannot no longer uphold the infrastructure, or rather refuse to uphold the infrastructure of the nation shall bring in new people. What the hell you gonna do at your job if you gotta leave early every day to go get your kid? You're gonna get fired. So remember, we create these problems ourselves as Americans. When we refuse to do something, they're just gonna find somebody to do that shit. Don't worry, all my Mexican people out there trying to keep your head down, running from ICE, thinking immigration is knocking at your door. Don't worry. Your citizenship is coming soon. These people don't even want to drive the bus no more. We're going to sign you to a contract of 10 years. Drive this bus for 10 years. Your citizenship is yours. At a more than capable pay rate, too. They just increased their pay, and people still don't want to drive the damn bus. What's wrong with them? And I know what y'all thinking. Y'all want the dads to step up. That's what everybody wants. Oh, well, you dads that work from home, you should volunteer. Fuck that. They paying other people. I ain't volunteering for shit. Y'all should be out here doing these jobs. What the hell are y'all doing for money if y'all sitting at home while people need their children driven to school? Some of y'all tripping, bro. Some of y'all are tripping, bro. All right. But how y'all doing today, man? I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley. Those of y'all that caught Lapeef Let's Talk last night, that was a great show, man. I'm loving the panel. I'm loving the panel JR is putting together, man. I like the way this meshes and gels. And I got to call my man Ali out. Where my man Ali at? I don't like this version. Go get my toxic homie back. Did y'all catch the show last night? I don't know who the hell was in Ali's house that he didn't want to piss off. Maybe he had one of them lawyer joints or one of them really smart women that might be a little feminist waiting in the other room. So he didn't want to fully unleash the toxicity last night. But I was like, who the hell is this man? Go get my homie back. Toxic Ali is welcome on any panel. But that dude from last night, that was Ishmael. That wasn't Ali. Tell Ishmael he's not welcome. Bring my man Ali back. We don't like Ishmael. That's your new name. Every time you out here trying to get along, calling your ass Ishmael. Cause Ali don't give a damn. Ali used to shoot straight from the hip. He didn't give a damn who he pissed off. That's my homie. That's my homie. I don't know who this dude is. Ishmael out here. Borderline simping. Paris. Damn, she up and coming. She like a fucking rising star out this month. One time for Paris. Put a one in the chat if you like Paris on those panels. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. Higher level convos. My man Trev Smooth up there holding it down. I just like elevated conversation, and I know a lot of y'all do as well. I like when the topic can go a little further. My man Sweeney be long-winded, but he be holding it down with the different perspective. He'll give you a little something else to think about on the topic, even when you thought it was concluded. Die always represented. Precious always represented. I think Layla's learning coming up, but her entertainment value is apparent, right? So, shoot. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Good things on the horizon, but shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley, 30% off along with a free gift. The link is down in the description. Go ahead and get that uncomplicated skincare for men. Today is Friday and it's payday as well. I need y'all to show me some love in these super chats. All right. It has been a long week, a long work week. If you want to dedicate to the bus driver fund, I might have to hire. Yo, this is so crazy. This is supposed to be my relief. I'm supposed to celebrate having one kid in charter school, which is free public school, free private school rather, and another kid in pre-K. I ain't supposed to be spending no money right now. But I'm gonna need to do an aftercare and a damn bus service for my kid so he can get his ass up out of here, man. It's crazy. It's crazy out here in these streets, man. But yeah, y'all go ahead and donate to the fund, man. The community shall take care of thy problems. All right, but man, what's up with y'all? What do we got on the docket today? All right, so make sure if you are just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not, and if you have not subscribed to the Lapeef Network, you are tripping. Join the Green Gang today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and that join button so you can join the Green Gang and get access to cool emojis like the Trigger Mike emoji. Can somebody from the Green Gang please hit that Trigger Mike emoji one time? My dumb ass is not even a member of this network. I don't know what. I'm a member of the other one. I keep seeing the money come out, but there's only one show on the other one. So I'm like, how am I not a member? How can I not use my own damn emoji? I'm a member of the Lapeef Experience, so I'm going to join this network shortly. In fact, let me just join it right now so I can use my own damn emoji. So I'm joining the Lapeef Network right now. I suggest you do the same. Go ahead and join. Got that good $4.99 Green Gang membership. That is the way you can support the Lapeef Network and show your continued support. And we thank you for all of your patronage and everything that you do. You do get user perks. You do get videos that are only for you. And you do get to use these emojis. Bam. Let me use my own damn emoji. Handsome as hell in this emoji. Trigger Mike became a new member. It looks stupid even being up there. But what the hell? Where's my emoji? Oh, but y'all see it in the chat. I'm narcissistic as a mother. I use my own face. Oh, this is crazy. But anyway, let me go ahead. What I also want y'all to do me one favor, because I do personally believe the Trigger Mike Show is the best show on YouTube. I'm biased. I don't care. I did just join the Green Gang, Sugar Curls. I have been a member. At least I thought I was a member. I was a member of the Lapeef Experience channel. And I'm like, why the hell can I use my own emoji? But I just joined the Green Gang. Yes, I did. All right, but what I need y'all to do right now is hit that share button. Hit that share button and share this out to your Facebook post. Just quickly, I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm going to hit a little siren emoji on one side and put live now, because this is a topic for the ladies. And before I get on my soapbox real quick, I want y'all to understand that the topic for today is, do women like sex? Now, yes or no? Ladies, any lady in the chat, please give me an answer right now, because I'm going to break this down in detail what I mean. And I'm going to need y'all to come up after I break that and break this down to me if you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say in the monologue. So, do women actually like sex? This is not even a prepared monologue or anything. This is something that was on my mind as I was thinking, because it's something that I say on various panels. And I'm not afraid to say it in front of women. And I always get lambasted. They like, no, of course we like sex, whoop-de-whoop. But I still beg to differ, ladies. I beg to differ. Now, what do I mean by this? I obviously have seen a woman or have made a woman make some love faces at me. So I am 100% on board with the fact that some women like sex. I get that, right? But on this particular topic that we're talking about today, I'm in conflict. What I think the wavelength that I'm on with this is, and I need y'all to hear me, do women actually crave sex, or do they crave intimacy? Y'all see where I'm going? Because I do not believe that you're like me. Go ahead and answer the question in the chat. Do women actually like sex? Do they crave it the way that men do? Or do they crave intimacy more? Is that a real question? Can I ask that question? Here's what I mean by that. And I'm actually going to take a biological approach to this. I'm a man, if you haven't already noticed. I climax pretty much every single time I have intercourse. If you are a man that cannot recall the last time you did not climax from intercourse, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see something real quick. I cannot remember the last time I did not climax during intercourse. If you can agree and you're a man, put a 1 in the chat and let me know I'm not talking crazy. So the stats actually say that men climax in the 90th percentile. 90+% or higher chance that a man will climax from sexual intercourse. Now, as far as statistics go, those of you that are very mathematically inclined, you know that 9 out of 10 or 90% or higher in most things is as good as a guarantee as you're going to get. So I can assess that when men have sexual intercourse, we are almost, if there's no other issues going on with your anatomy, your physiology, your psychology, if there's no other issues, and even if there are, it is almost guaranteed, if it's not interrupted, that you are going to climax as a man. Almost guaranteed. 90% chance or higher. That's as good as a statistical chance of us saying it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. You're going to get a good, okay? You get it? So we like sex. We are wired that way. Biologically, our body does not get so tired of it unless it's like that 3-4 round and you start shooting some blank. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I mean, every individual occurrence or intercourse, we are going to climax. Guaranteed. Ladies, I'm not going to speak for you, even though I looked up the stat. Is it guaranteed that you're going to climax every time you have intercourse? Let me know. Is it a guarantee that you're going to climax every time you have intercourse? And are there any ladies in the chat? I don't know if you don't want to be too graphic. If you do climax every time you have intercourse, please let us know. Please let us know. I don't want to speak for you. I'm not a lady. I don't want to get accused. You're speaking for us. You don't know what be going on. If there are women that say yes every time, then oh shit, I see somebody already said it. Then you're not only an anomaly. Somebody need to do some research. All right, so the ladies say no. The ladies say no. So if you are going to engage in intercourse regularly and you are doing so even in a willing fashion, but it's not guaranteed biologically that you're going to climax, then is sex really what you're doing it for? If you're not getting the desired result that a man gets every single time. Did I make my case for this? Do women really like sex? Or what they actually crave is actually intimacy? Did I make my case for this? Because I want y'all to think a little deeper on it. I'm gonna drop the link because I want some ladies to come up if you can, but I want my fellas to come up and speak on this really quickly. So I've laid out my thesis for the entire discussion. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of story. I'm not gonna be too graphic. Y'all ever had a summer fling? I've had a few. In fact, I was notorious for this because I was notorious for this because I actually never wanted to go back home after during the summer in college. I never wanted to go back home. And I lived in a suite. I lived in the dorms for 1 year. At Norfolk State University, I lived in the towers. Everybody know the Twin Towers. I lived in Scott, which was right across the street. And then my sophomore year, all the way till senior year, I lived in what was called the Spartan Suites, year round. You did not have to leave. So all the girls that were on campus, and during the summer, it's that really downsized population of students. Oh yeah, it was a good time if you were somebody hunting, for new booty or whatever. It was a good time, good time. See everybody clearly. Walk up to fine ass girl asking for a pencil. Ain't a bunch of other dudes up there bothering her. So this one time I approached this girl I had been trying to get at forever. All right. I took a summer class. We would like meet each other at the elevator, like right around the same time for like 3 days in a row. Whoop de whoop. I shoot my shot. It works. And I had been really into this girl. I'm not going to lie. Body was banging. I have this thing. If you ever seen my wife, if you ever see her, just know my entire life I have been addicted to women that are shaped like that. Addicted. So she was shaped just like that. I have a problem. She was shaped just like my wife was. So I can say the first 3 or 4, I'm going to say the first 4 times we had intercourse. I'm saying intercourse because I don't want to ding the platform or anything. Pause. I'm saying the first like 3 or 4 times that shit was biblical. Do y'all know when you really into somebody, especially when you wanted them for a very long time, when fellas, like, you got to make sure you drink your water before the encounter. You do a few push-ups, you get jacked, you try to psych yourself out like, no, I'm not gonna mess this one up. I'm gonna do my breathing correctly. So I don't get too excited. Like, look, I was on that type of stuff. Okay. The first 4 times, like biblical, all over the place. I'm climaxing, she climaxed, like she's sitting there like heaving, like, oh, let's go again, all that type of stuff. Then I would say about the 5th time, I tried to recreate the same exact experience. And I put all my best stuff out there. And she didn't climax. Okay. So, and I'm talking about gassed. You already know what I mean. Like, you keeled over, like, because I ain't got nothing left to give you, shorty. I have nothing left in this very moment. I have nothing left to give you. So I'm asking her, did she get hers? And she's like, no, it's okay. And she's like rubbing on my chest. And I'm like, well, where the hell I'm going to get the energy now? Where the hell I'm going to get the energy to finish this off? Because I don't have it. That was my best stuff. Now, not to be too graphic, but this girl like started rubbing on my chest. Then she just proceeded to like kiss me. She's like, no, if I can remember it correctly, she just said, I really just enjoy the experience of being with you. Then maybe a few minutes of doing all that happens. She proceeds to kiss me again, then hops back on a barely functioning appendage and proceeds to work herself into a climax. That was my first experience to say women actually crave intimacy more than they do sex. The moment was intimate that made her work herself up into that. I wasn't doing nothing. My was barely working. That's where I developed this whole entire. Who the hell said that? Gummy worm? You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. The gummy worm. Get the hell out. But I think women crave intimate experiences more than they do animalistic sex. If they think they're really into the sex, most of the time, I believe they're just really into the guy. Everything is heightened when you're just into somebody like that. Can I get a One in the chat if you agree. When you just really feeling somebody, and this is also dangerous. This is why I think our elders try to keep us from having sex, because if you are really into somebody like that and the relationship don't work out, that person might have spoiled you for every other nigga that come. Every other man, if you a girl, and a girl, every other girl, if you a man. When you really into somebody like that, you can go multiple times in a row. Bust nut after nut after nut after nut. Not to be too graphic, but I think that's really what it is. J Hub says it's 90% mental. I think so. We're tracking on the same wavelength. When you are really intimate with somebody, that shit goes to an otherworldly spiritual level. I don't, you know what I mean? You start being romantic. Thug niggas start being romantic. Start staring into people's eyes at you. Oh. You make a thug nigga stare into a girl's eyes like, damn, I think I love this chick. But that is where my basic premise for this discussion comes. Do women really like sex, or do they crave intimacy and they're using sex as the outlet to achieve that intimacy? Let's talk about it. Real quick, my man, multi-generational guy. Just real quick, give me a thumbs up on the cam and I'll let you up. All right, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up on the cam. All I saw was a damn tree. All right. What's going on, Chief?
Peace, fam. And with all due respect, thanks for having me up. We didn't even need that long story, brother. Just say women don't like having sex with you, King. It's all good.
Did you get the gist of what I was saying, or you here to troll?
No, I'm just being honest with you, man. We all know that women love having sex with me. I can only speak for myself.
We all don't know that. I don't know that at all. I don't know that at all.
Say. So, I mean, I'm answering your question.
Let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this. Do you think the women are really into you? Do you feel that type of thing going on?
Can we address the title? The title is, do women like having sex? My answer is yes, with me. But I can't speak for you. And it seems like they don't like having sex with you. So that's your choice. That's your life.
That could be true. I don't know if it changes anything. That could be true.
You could become a monk. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Read the Bible. You know what I mean?
I'm going to keep on getting mines.
All right.
It still serves its purpose over here.
But to the listeners, though, I got to let them know, yes, women love having sex. I'm going to take it a step further. But as a man, you must be sexually disciplined, really, because you might end up with a child with a woman that's an unfit mother. You might end up with an STD that's irreversible. So, yes, the question as a man should be, how much do we value our freedom, our life, etc.? I mean, is sex more important than X? And whatever the X is, if it's more important than that, then yeah, have sex. If it's not, then don't have sex. Really. Oh, and one last thing. This will be brief.
Yep.
And this is what I taught my children, really, for males and females, men and women. Don't have sex with the person unless you literally in that moment are attempting to procreate. If not, then, it could lead to something that you don't want.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you think, how many children you got, if you don't mind me asking? Three.
Yeah.
Boys or girls or mixed?
I got 2 boys, 1 woman. They all grown though.
Do you think your boys? Do you think your boys?
My men, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know what you mean. It's all good, King. I'm listening.
Do you think that in this particular society they can stay disciplined enough to follow your instructions?
I'll be honest with you. I think they probably were just as sexually disciplined as I was at their age. To be honest with you, I'm keeping it real.
Is that really sexually
to answer your question?
I mean, at all?
Yeah, I think that they wasn't as sexually disciplined as they could have been. I'll word it that way.
Okay. I mean, that's really where it comes from. So one of the things that I really don't like when I'm on YouTube and I'm on these panels and it's women talking about sex and men need to refrain from sex, I will go out on a limb right now to say it for the people who don't want to say it. Sex is a man's weakness. Biologically, it's meant to be our weakness. It's the one thing you can, a woman that you're extremely attracted to just drops her drawers in front of you, and you think we have the ability to say no? Biologically, we are wired to hit it. Okay? If it so much so that when you're young, not to be too graphic, again, when you are young, if you don't ejaculate, your body will do it for you in your sleep. That's how wired you are for sex.
Yes,
As a
very
male.
true. Very true.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't see how, when we say, if you look at a society that's trying to control either the birth rate, you look at a society that's trying to control irresponsible sex. That's why they used to make men be like, "Oh, you're not just gonna take my daughter and not marry her." You see what I'm saying? The way you just soiled her, just defiled her whole life like this. You're gonna have to marry her, fam. So we used to make that happen because we know that men are gonna take sex however it's given. We just have to make sure any consequences that come after the fact, those men are accountable for. So
Exactly.
if you want to regulate sex, you have to take it off the table. It's an irresponsible act all through and through. You see what I'm saying? So
No.
you
No.
regulate
Well, let
access
me
to the
interject,
drugs.
please.
Go
Let it
ahead.
be brief. It's not irresponsible if you're literally intending on procreating with the person you're having sex with at the time. So I just wanted to, just interject and make that point. But other than that,
Are
yeah,
you
I agree
saying
with you.
like intent? Your intention is to
Literally,
procreate.
in that, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No doubt. No doubt.
Yes. And I appreciate you giving me the mic. I see it's other brothers up here, so I understand you might want to pass the mic. Go ahead.
No doubt. No doubt. Appreciate that. My man Rick, what's going on?
What's happening, Big Mike? What's good, bro? Can you hear me okay?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling, Chief. It's Friday. Whatever. If
Man,
anything's wrong with me, I'll get over it. Shit.
hey, me too, bro. Me too. Great topic, man. And I like the way you phrased the question.
Mhm.
I think this is a two-sided coin, right? I
Yep.
think, if I could be frank, even though my name is Rick, right? I
Yeah.
think this is where the problem lies with most women, as far as in the modern era, right? You have women who enjoy sex, that like sex, but don't associate it with intimacy, right? Them the hoes.
Mm.
Right?
Come
Them the
on.
hoes, right? And the point you made, right? The point you made before I came up about how the OGs tell you be careful who you sleep with, because if that's a person you really want and you really into, it can ruin you for the next man, the
Mhm.
next woman, the next person, right?
Yep.
So, with that being said, the reason why I said it's the reason that's why they're hoes, because most women, if they're a good woman, if they're a woman looking to build a family and be a good woman, an honorable woman, right? They understand that connection with the man that they really dig, that they really like. That sex enhances that emotional connection, right?
Mhm.
So that's the reason why she won't put herself out there with a bunch of men, because she understands that dynamic. But nowadays, what do we have? We have these women who just like sex. They just enjoy sex as men enjoy sex. That's why they can sleep and lay down with every man, but not understanding that that destroys their attachments, right? Not understanding
Yep.
that, oh, they think that, okay, I can have sex like a man, blah blah blah, roo roo roo, but not understanding the same faction that a man that can have a bunch of sex with a lot of women usually don't have attachments to them women, right? So it's the same with them. It's the same with the female. So like I said, the women who say I just enjoy sex and it doesn't require any attachment, them the hoes, man. Them the hoes. The
Mhm.
women who say it's an emotional connection, they understand that they like that dude and that sex provides a connection for them. And those are the women that's usually worth keeping.
Indeed. No, that was wisdom on some real stuff. That when we lay it out bare like that, what I don't know who, I don't know how somebody gonna come up here and try to muddy those damn waters. But that's as concrete as anybody can lay it down, man. Appreciate that. AP, my man, what's going on?
What's good, Mike? What's good? What's going on,
I'm
Ricky? What's
chilling,
going
bro.
on,
I'm
panel?
chilling.
My bro, what's happening with you? Happy Friday, my guy.
Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. The same to you, brothers. So, Ricky said it a bit more eloquently than I'm about to.
Mm-hmm.
I completely disagree with the messaging of the first brother. No disrespect intended, but that's the kind of messaging you give to women about the discipline, about about not spreading your legs. I understand men must exercise a level of discipline, but at the end of the day, just like Brother Ricky just said, we can separate that attachment. We don't attach ourselves on the whole to women that way. So that
No,
messaging
you're making a
that
good
the
point,
first
but can
brother.
my bad, I cut you off. Go ahead, King.
Oh, no problem. I'll let you rebut here in a minute. So I fully understand the message about discipline, but we need to push our daughters and our sisters and the females in our community to be more selective. That's my opinion on it. That way they don't destroy that attachment style that they have. Because I agree with Trigger Mike's premise from the very beginning. A female, the more she's into you, the more she's into it.
And
And
brother,
that's
can I
period.
respond? Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And watch how brief my response is. And taking into account everything you said, my question is, will your ability to separate emotions when having sex with a woman, is that going to stop you from catching an STD or stop you from creating an unwanted pregnancy, brother? It's not. I'll answer the question. It's not.
So far, so
That's
good.
checkmate right there.
So far, so good, brother.
Yes, sir. And I respect you saying that, but hold on. And I think you're not taking into account, you said you so far so good, but it's still, especially in the U.S., you still got thousands of African American men specifically that got herpes, HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea. So they not so far so good. So it's not just about you as an individual. We have to, when we're speaking to the masses, because we're on mass media right now, we have to give the best message possible for the largest party possible. And if we don't do that, then, we're doing a disservice, really. Or in other words, if we teach our children it's all right to be promiscuous, our male children, pardon me, it's all right to be sexually promiscuous, we're encouraging a lot of them, statistically, to end up with deadly STDs, literally, and unwanted pregnancies.
No, and again, I understand your point, which is why you do teach a level of discipline.
Exactly.
But the way you cater that message,
Yes.
you're giving a female message to boys that are literally
And
gonna
you know what? I think we're
stick it in a
talking
hole.
past each other. Are you able to articulate one of the points that you disagree with that I said? Because we might be in agreement with each other. We might not be in disagreement. So are you able to articulate any point that you disagree with?
No, actually, I don't necessarily fully disagree with you because we do need to exercise a level of discipline.
All right.
Like that is where we agree. But the way I message it, especially to my son, is very different than the way I message it to my daughter. Because what I understand about being a man is, if it's a hole, pardon my language, Mike. I'm sorry, I don't mean to trigger the platform. If there's a hole, I'm gonna stick it in it.
Oh, well, that's where me and you differ, brother. That hole might be a deadly hole, brother. Let's talk about
it. No, and again, I fully understand
that
what you're
hole
saying.
might be deadly, brother. Or you might end up with herpes. You still live, but you got herpes.
I fully understand what you're saying.
See a hole and stick it in.
Even with
but
that
let's not
discipline,
speed past that, though, brother. Hold on, brother. Let's not speed past that.
Wait. Even with that discipline, the same thing can happen.
But brother, did you hear what I said, though?
So that's the way
that
you're talking.
That increases the probability, though, brother. So just let's not speed past what I just said. If you see a hole, you cannot just stick it in, brother. We cannot teach that to the masses, brother.
Bruh. As a
discernment
man,
when you see a hole.
You already know as a man, and you came on saying, I don't have, what is it? What did you say? I don't have a problem pleasing any woman. Those are your words, not mine. So that's
all right. We can rewind the tape. You're here. First of all, what you just said is the truth, but I did not say that on this platform. Literally.
You just said it.
That's the truth, but I did not say that. Literally.
Did you not
go
just
ahead, brother. Let's move forward.
Did you not just troll Trigger Mike? Did you not just troll Trigger Mike about being a monk? Tell me I'm lying.
I wasn't trolling, brother. I wasn't trolling, bro.
Monologue.
Yes, brother. You misquoted me, though, brother.
Oh, my bad.
All right, though. But that's what I'm saying.
Up what you say.
Yeah, I'm listening, brother. Because we might be in agreement. That's the thing. Let's sum it all up. You believe in sexual discipline. I believe in sexual discipline. We might have varying degrees, correct?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Let's not get caught up on that. And I respect you. Let's move forward.
That's fair.
All right, Payne, what's going on?
Hey man, what's going on, man? In a good mood,
Chilling,
man.
man.
Had a week off with the wife. We had a 36th wedding anniversary.
Oh hell yeah,
Just
where'd y'all
hung
go?
out for. We went down to Atlantic City, man. Hung out
Oh
for a
hell
few
yeah.
days, for Monday, Friday. Hey, listen, okay. You said a couple of things, Mike, and let me just be real quick. First, on the intimacy situation about men climaxing and women don't. Women don't necessarily have to be intimate with the guy to climax, right? You know that. And
Mhm.
most men don't know how to bring a woman to climax. They just are on and off, right? So that's why they a lot of them leave and have to satisfy themselves more than the fact that they don't want to have an orgasm. So,
Mhm.
but here's the truth. And since I'm on here all the time, I'm gonna shamelessly plug. I put out a video on that women's promiscuity shapes the sexual marketplace. This is so the more promiscuous women are, the more chaotic does the sexual marketplace. That's the difference
Mhm.
between the East and the West. And I got reasons for that. Because the first reason is that men's sexuality as a species, half of the species of males, our sexuality taken in total is pretty much a constant since the beginning of man, right? It varies with age, and it's a constant in the marketplace. And it varies on how we act based on the women's. If there's women, but in the '60s, the women, even in the West, were more like the women in the East because they had cultural and environmental and societal restrictions on them, like stigmas and shame and
Mhm.
religion and all that. And they were somewhat chaste. That's why it was easier for me to find a wife that I could be married to for 36 years than it might be for a man today. Because men are constant. So when the pill came out in 1960 and they were starting to get free with their sex, and then
Yeah.
feminism told them that empowerment was fucking everything that walks, right? Excuse my language. So now you extrapolate that up to now where the sexual marketplace is just crazy because women uh, don't praise virtue the way they used to. They don't celebrate virtue the way they used to. And that
Yep.
kind of virtuous woman in the marketplace, like in the East, you can still find a woman that might even still be a virgin. We almost gave that shit up in the East because women have moved past that. So we got men talking about if they have 5 bodies, I can handle that. If they have 10 bodies, I can handle that. And all that kind of stuff. But so it's women's promiscuity that actually shapes the marketplace because when we say things that they control access to sex, we got to start understanding what that really means. And our only thing that we have as men is that we're the gatekeepers of marriage. That's us. I'm not even saying relationships, but marriage. You want to get past that gate, somebody has to ask you. And that's what our leverage is. When we tell a woman that her body count matters, you don't have to tell me the number, but I'm gonna talk about how you move, how you deal with other men, how you deal with me. Am I proud to have you with me when I'm talking to my men who are my peers or the
Good point.
ladies who I admire? If you're a hoe, I'm not bringing you out there. If you got tattoos in your face and your neck, you can't hang out with me in a corporate setting. I don't give a shit who you are. You could be the most loveliest woman in the world, but I can't do that. So that's our gate. That's what we keep. And if we can't lose sight of that's our superpower. Because women at some point want to know that somebody actually wants to marry their stupid ass, right? And
Mhm.
so anyway, I'm gonna land it there because this is a long show. But I'm gonna just say one more time. I think my video on that is pretty damn good. I
All
really
right,
enjoy
drop the link. Drop the link. I'll drop it.
it. All right.
All right, AP,
Can
you
I
got a
can I
rebuttal real
ask?
quick?
Yeah, I just got a question, and this is where the discipline I was talking about comes in at, and this goes back to I'm asking or basically going to rephrase kind of what money, marriage, and politics just said. Uh, yes, women control access to sex. Yes, men control access to marriage. But the one thing that we often glaze over in these conversations is men also control whether we put our seed in a female or not. We 100%
Yes, sir.
control that. So we need to be more mindful of where we put our seed, who we
Exactly.
put our seed in. That's like sex is easy to come by now. It's real easy to
Not for
come by.
every man. Not for every man. Not for a lot of men. And but you know, brother,
I'm sorry to hear that for them.
Let me just say this on your point before you go on. I agree with you about men's control, but I'm telling you, if you look at men as a continuum, you tell me how many men who can control themselves from a woman when the box is right there. 10%, 5%. It varies with age, but
Nobody.
I'm about to
know,
say,
so-
bro, I
so-
might
so-
have
so-
trouble, King. I'm gonna be real. Amen.
but you know,
Nobody.
I don't disagree with
Who's
you.
gonna hit that
So
booty?
when I say you take it in totality, men's sexual appetite, our demand is pretty much constant as a species. It varies, but the variation will be is kind of normalized across age
Yeah.
and demographic. You know, we all want sex. If you're a saint or a sinner and you're a heterosexual man, you still want sex. One woman you might want to marry, one woman you might want to smash. And you might treat them differently, but you still want to have sex. So I'm not trying to make a moral judgment, but that's it.
But again, we even in those situations, like have have your little raincoat, your little baggie available, just in case.
I agree.
It's crazy to me that we do all this complaining, and I even heard it last night a little bit, but we do all of this complaining about women and the kids and all of this other stuff. Pack your raincoat just in case of a rainy day, just in case you get flooded out. Have your raincoat ready.
So, AP, let me ask you a question. AP, even though you have control of whether you have a raincoat or not, you still can't insert your penis in a woman unless she lets you.
Well,
facts.
That's correct. Which again is why I tailor the message differently.
No, hold on, but brother, you missed it. It's a mutual responsibility, though, King.
No, it's not.
And I think that's what he was saying. He said we have an obligation as men, and women have an obligation to. We both have to be.
But it's not the same, brother. It's not the
That's
same.
That's correct.
We keep trying to take accountability and agency away from a woman. None of us can have sex unless they say yes, unless we're willing to commit a criminal act. None of us can.
Hold on, but the same goes in reverse, brother. They can't have sex with us unless we say yes, brother.
No, come on, man. That's not how men
That's
operate.
That's
a fact. That's a fact, okay.
But that's not how men operate. But how many women?
Being honest, brother. I'm just talking about reality, brother.
Now you guys talking about
No, so let me try to put this in context a little bit, because men aren't the ones complaining about children and having to take care of them. We aren't the ones doing that.
I apologize. I might have misheard.
Men necessarily aren't the ones complaining, and the reason why,
no, that's not true though, brother. The
Payne
whole
said,
red pill sector.
Let me get all of this out. Hold on. So just like Payne said, you not only can you not take the onus off the woman, society in general has always put the ownership of their womb. Because think about it this way: if you think about nothing else, who can die in the delivery room after the act of sex? Is it the man or the woman? Who has further stake in putting their life on the line and or taking care of a child and having that attachment to them for the rest of their life, when the man can just ditch and leave? That is why society, remember, it's not just society in general, it's fathers, it's schools, it's mothers, it's pastors saying, no matter what you say to the man, he can cut and run when he's ready. You're the one who's going to have to deal with the effects of the decision you made, which is why there is no functional society where marriage is high and children have two parents, where they do not successfully restrict access to their women. They all do it.
Yes, I'm not even disagreeing with you, but we both are taking a risk when we engage in sex. That's the only point that I'm making. I think that's the point that the other brother was making. So,
but what I'm saying more so is when we yell, when you yell at men, telling them to keep their Johnson in their pants, as long as humans have ever been alive, it has not worked. because
Well, brother, that means you're taking accountability away
no,
from us.
hold on, Mulatto. Think about it this way: 10 men on an island, 10 women. How many men does it take to impregnate all 10 of those women?
You already know the answer is one.
Exactly, one. So you need 100% compliance from all of the men, which you are never going to get. One of them niggas is going to knock all of them down and get them pregnant, and the whole experiment is shot. But if you go to the women and tell them, mind your body, you're the one that's going to get stuck with that baby, and you're the one that can die in the delivery room. You don't have, he can't do nothing to you unless you say so. That's why I'm saying societies have already tried. You hold men
that was a
accountable
great
by
riddle, but
making
you
them
leaving out a lot
earn
of
the
key
box.
details, though, brother.
I said you make men accountable by making them earn the box, by telling them they gotta marry the box if they get pregnant. That's how you hold men accountable.
I agree with
But
that.
men cannot have that accountability for women. Simply put, I cannot have more respect for a woman's body than she has for it herself. Simply put.
That's everything you're saying is facts. But the part
But
that you're leaving out, can I say this and it'll be brief? I apologize for how many times I cut you off.
Then
Brother.
Trey,
We'll meet up after this. The part that you're leaving out is, in reality, the man, you feel me? This is the part that you left out. You could put your seed in a woman and she be an ain't shit baby mother, and you don't have the right to complain because you chose to place your seed in this woman. So it goes both ways.
I agree with
After
that.
the fact, yeah, after the fact, absolutely.
Facts. But we can move forward. I appreciate this dialogue with you, Trigger Mike, really.
Hey, no doubt. Let me get the next question popping out. Oh, no. Dre Slay, go ahead. My bad.
But hey, Trigger Mike, so how is marriage gonna stop a man from doing anything different than he would normally do? You know what I mean?
Wait, give me more context.
I mean, like, cause we saying, okay, well, force the man to marry you, right? Before you give him the box, force him to marry you. So what I'm saying is how is marriage? What is marriage going to force a man to do differently than he wouldn't already do? Like we can say, oh, marriage would make it harder for the man to leave. That's possible, but it's not always the case, right? So a man in marriage or out of marriage, a man can still do anything that he wants to do.
Okay, so the marriage itself.
I got you, Mike. Listen, bro. This is the problem, right? For one, y'all, we want to keep trying to deny dynamics in the situation, the way things work, not the way you want them to work, the way they really work, right? Now, to answer the brother's question, marriage. What about marriage? You know what? It's a college, right? It's hundreds of colleges around the United States, universities around the world. People go to college and drop out. That don't make the college bad, right? Everybody stop talking about marriage, about how people make it. It's what it's supposed to be. What it's supposed to be. Now, just because somebody fuck up in a marriage, don't make marriage bad. Don't make it not necessary. Doesn't make it a constructive. What's the word I'm looking for? Institution, right? It's just people utilize it wrong. It's no different than the sex relation, the sex conversation people have. We try to take away the responsibility of the woman to be responsible for her body. Nobody can get pregnant if a girl don't open her legs, bruh. We understand that it's a two-party system, that I got to shoot a seat in her for her to get pregnant. But if she does not allow me, if she does not fall for the games or the trickery or the gifts or the trips, nothing ever happens, right? It's not about what it's supposed to be. It's about who's responsible for what. She's responsible for her box. Just like the brother just said, if you have an ain't shit baby mama, then you caught up. Facts, right? Because I didn't do the right thing in choosing a woman before I slept with her, right? But the same can be said on the other side. Let's say, for example, he an ain't shit dude, right? I wish I could choose my baby daddy. I seen that on Facebook. I posted on Instagram one day. I wish you could choose your baby daddy. Yes, you can, right? There's no entry. It doesn't matter how good your key is, guys. It doesn't matter how much money you got, how flexy you is, how handsome you are, how good you are at sex. None of this happens without her allowing you to do so. It's just the way it works, guys. Y'all can try to make it like it's supposed to be something else. It ain't gonna never be that. It's the reason why people look at things the way they do now is because women not responsible with their vaginas. Plain and simple, bruh. It's never going. It's this. This is never going to be right until women take responsibility for what they did, what they supposed to do. Like people be saying, be responsible in your choices with men. Stop sleeping with everybody. Stop letting men shoot up your box. And it's not going to be responsible. But the truth is, men aren't going to be responsible. The few are, because that's the way they was raised. That's their ideology. But en masse, this is not going to correct until the market corrects itself. It's just like San Francisco. What's the point of paying when I can go in the store and just steal everything?
Yep.
That's all I got.
So I hear you, Ricky, and you went down that path, but that ain't even the path. That ain't even the path I was like really, you know what I mean, going down trying to say. I'm just speaking straight towards, okay, like if we know it's women out here that's on their third, fourth, fifth marriage, right? What I'm basically saying, like, what did marriage stop the man from doing that he wouldn't have did anyway? You see what I'm saying?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me answer this. I mean, let me take a crack at what you're saying. First of all, if a man actually marries a woman on her fourth and fifth marriage, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? It's the man. It's the man's fault because he still had to ask her to marry. You don't think he asked her about her past? I would never marry her. Wait a second, bro. Wait a minute before you, because I kind of hear where you're going. There's a couple of levels to where you're at, so I should let you finish. But if a woman's married 3 or 4 times, okay, and we could give some concrete examples. Let's give you a concrete. Tia Mowry, you understand her situation? You ever heard of her situation, for example?
Briefly.
Huh?
I heard of it briefly. I ain't got the whole picture.
She's the one who left her marriage because she wasn't happy, and then went on a victory tour about graduating from marriage and blah blah blah. Here it is, less than a year later, she's talking about trying to find another man. Now let me tie the thing together. If I was a well-to-do man looking for a wife, right? Looking for a wife, would I ask a woman who left a perfectly good man and her children because she wants to go on a happiness tour? I would never I would never marry a woman like that because my vetting strategy would eliminate her right off the rip, right? Because I would ask her about her past. Why did you leave your husband? Well, after 22 years of marriage, I got kind of bored and I wasn't happy every day. Would I wife her up? No. And any man who wifes up a woman knowing her past, that's his fault. That's his fault. I mean, especially if she's gonna tell you all this stuff. But so I don't know if
Let
that
me get
answers
these
your
super
question.
chats real quick.
Let me just get this last thing out, Mike, before you do super chat.
Go ahead.
When a man marries a woman and it's a good situation, it's a way that the first thing that you have to both believe in is the actual marriage vows. If you actually believe in the marriage vows, all the stuff we're talking about now is not really that complicated, right? You stick together and all of that kind of stuff. Does it stop a man from cheating? Hey, guess what? Women cheat more than men these days. Does it stop her from cheating? The only thing that stops both of us from cheating is making a choice to stay faithful to our vows. That's what it is. That's human nature. I just came back from my anniversary with my wife, right? 36 years. Man, we walk around holding hands. I mean, our life is pretty bliss. I don't know what I did to make her love me the way she does, other than I take care of her. And her life is going to be better when I'm gone too. I made sure that how's that for a gift? So all I'm just trying to say is, everything we do in life, we are where we are based on the choices we make. We can make excuses, but everything's based on the choice. You go down these paths, the yellow road, you room yard clippings, whatever. This road that way. So we kind of complicate things to give ourselves excuses, but some things are just straightforward. We make a choice and we live by it. And let me land
Let
it
me
there
get
like
these super chats real quick. My man Big Ant, $10 says, if Payne is going to come on here and talking about this topic, then let me know so I can go. Nice glass. $6.99 foreign currency. You can get intimate without sex, though. So why are they having so much sex? We have 17 times more testosterone, but they cheat at the same rate. Plus, they have 1,000+ toys. That makes a good freaking question, doesn't it? That's actually a good question.
Because they like sex.
So let me, bruh. Well, you know what? We're gonna turn it into a question. So Anissa put this up, and I thought it was interesting. I just want to respond to it. She said, Ricky, it's equal responsibilities on both sides. I can't tell. I can't tell that it's equal responsibility on both sides, because when it's time for somebody to take the blame for their actions, of course, women say it's equal responsibility on both sides. But when you're in a child support hearing or something that involves you getting to play the victim, all of a sudden you now hold more responsibility for the child. Therefore, you should get something for it. So I find that very interesting, that only when it's time to blame somebody.
Well, how about that? Instead of just talking about the child, just talk about the act of sex. The law recognizes the woman's agency over her box in law, in actual law, local, civil, and federal. A woman cannot be sexually touched. We can't. They're even putting laws in the books that you can't even, killing them softly with your words. They're trying to make that a criminal act of coercion. Right? If you're drunk and I'm drunk, if a honey's drunk and you're drunk, both of you, because he's drunk, she could bring you up on charges, because if you were able to get erection, she was out of control and you took advantage of her, even though you're just as drunk. So the law recognizes
that's not true. Two drunk people cannot they can't consent. So that's not true.
Man, I heard this case law out there where a man, when they were both drunk, there was a 13-year-old boy who
13-year-old can't consent.
Wait a minute, let me finish, Trey, before you go on, because I know you're a law guy. There's a 13-year-old guy that was taking advantage of a teacher who was a grown woman, but she was drunk. His lawyer had to make sure that those plea bargains didn't include him taking advantage of her because she was drunk. So it's happening out there, man. So, so in general, you might be right, but let me tell you, they're trying to take everybody's trying to take agency away from the woman and her box. Everywhere you go, they're not responsible for a goddamn thing. They're crazy.
It's all good. They can keep doing it. That's how the next civil war gonna get started. And all this shit going.
Mike, could you put in this super chat back up? I just wanted to read it to make sure I saw it right.
Oh damn! I think I unstarted. Give me a.
What she said? She said both are accountable.
Yeah, she said equal responsibility.
No, it's not. It's not equal responsibility. Both are accountable, but one person is held more responsible. That's y'all problem, right? Y'all don't know definitions. Y'all never opened up an English dictionary and really understood the words that be coming out of your mouth. Accountability and responsibility are two totally different things, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. When she's talking about equal, what is she?
No, it's equal. It's equal accountability for the act of sex. You were both accountable in the act of sex. Only the woman has the baby. So no, we cannot be responsible for. You see what I'm saying? What the law is trying to do is hold a man financially responsible after the fact, right? So that's how they get you with that. Well, you were accountable in the act of sex, therefore you at least have to shoulder some financial responsibility, because naturally the baby came out of her body. It's her, what the logic used to say, those what did he call stretch marks in his mother, the oatmeal pies, it all happens to your body. That is a act that you are solely responsible for, pushing that damn baby out, and you could die in the delivery room, not me. So that's the type of attitude women need to have while coaching other women about sex.
Like I said,
involve men.
Go ahead, Mike. It's like I said.
Am I a little bit confused here, or am I not understanding the? I mean, I've had sex before, and I think I have a child. I think I understand the process of how this works. How does a baby actually? How does that come to? Is it who initiates this process? Is it the woman? Is it her womb that starts this process, or is it the man's semen that starts this process? Somebody help me out because I'm confused.
Swimming viable sperm.
So men can start the process, but women
start the process, then we should probably be a little bit more responsible for what we do with our semen.
Absolutely. So
Cool.
this is what tends to happen in this discussion. You cannot absolve men of accountability. That's why we're trying to decipher between the words responsibility and accountability. You cannot absolve men ever of the accountability for their irresponsible sexual act. What
the
I'm
world's
saying
going to
is,
hold them accountable. The world is going to hold them accountable.
You can never absolve men of that act. Now, what we're usually getting to, and what the world seems to have a problem with, is everything that happens after the fact is solely the choice of the woman. But yet you're trying to still put responsibility on the man. If a woman, this is all I'm saying. If a woman is going to lord responsibility over a man for his sperm, give him the damn child after you birthed it.
Exactly.
Is it better to be proactive or reactive?
It's always better to be proactive. That's not the case.
Is it better?
That's not the point.
If that's
the case. Hold on, Trey.
No, don't cut me off. I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, go ahead. My bad, bro. Calm down.
Is it better to be preventative?
I got you.
Or responsive? Because my issue with men is that you have a tool to prevent all of this, and you choose not to. Listen, I've had sex with several women. I only have one child, a child we chose to have. And so if I can do this, be responsible, wear a condom, do the things I'm supposed to do, what's stopping other men from doing it? But you cannot dump off in a woman and then point the finger at her and say it's on her.
No. You see, you guys keep glossing over the fact that your dick wasn't in her until she said yes. That's the beginning.
Sir,
No.
Mr. Payne, when you go to the mall, Rich, every store that's open, do you have to go in and buy something?
Trey.
Or do you use discernment and say, no, I don't want something out of that store. I want something out of this store. You guys are acting like just because they opened up their legs that all of a sudden the responsibility is on her?
No,
the responsibility will be on her. If she chooses the wrong man, hold on, Trey. If she can, this is the problem. I understand you talking from. I understand we're talking from the responsible man standpoint. That's not an issue. Let's stop with that shit. You're a responsible man. I'm a responsible man. Mike's a responsible man. Payne's a responsible man. Tap. Great. Stop. That's not the issue. The issue is what we hear is women complaining about no shit men that they had babies by. The reason why they had no shit men is because they allowed a man that was no shit to fuck him. You cannot force as much as you want to, Trey. Me, Tap, none of us can force our image of what we believe should happen on another man.
Yep.
Right? So again, y'all keep saying responsible. Yes, I'm responsible because I'm a good dude, because I was raised right, because I don't want my kids to get raised by nobody else. But the problem is when women go and they do this with men that are not responsible, they still want to make every man and look at every man like they ain't shit and should be responsible for what they did, which it'll never happen. It doesn't matter what happened after. If I never was able to fuck, if she never allowed that guy in her box, there's nothing to talk about. He can come and talk to the cows come home. He can have all the game in the world. But until she says yes, no relationship proceeds.
So I want to make sure I understand this argument. The argument is that women should just not be having sex.
Correct.
That's the argument.
Correct.
I agree with that.
Hold on, Trey.
Anybody who thinks that people who have hormones running through their body, whether it be male or female, are just going to shut it down, that's delusion.
Right.
That's
See,
not how it works.
That's the bullshit right there. That's the bullshit right there.
That's delusional. People are going to do that.
Trey. A woman, listen, Trey. A woman, nobody's saying a woman shouldn't have sex. I'm not saying that. Women can have sex. They got 41 forms of birth control. And they still could choose who puts their dick in. A woman could tell, you know how many women tell men not to wear rubber? You know, it's not just men who's doing that. Listen, they have
Rich,
all
that's
kinds.
happened to me.
Wait
And do
a
you know what I did,
minute,
Rich, when she
Trey,
said that? No, because you're just going to go on and on and on and on. No, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened when she said that to me? I said, I can either put it on or I can leave. Which one you want?
Right. That's right. That is right. That's why she still made a choice, but it's still her choice to do it. So she says, listen, every man I talk to would draw out a position saying, yeah, men should be responsible. Nobody's saying that. Give me a percentage of men in the diaspora of men who are going to be able to walk away from a nice, sweet, hot, steamy ass box in the middle of the mix. Maybe 5%, 10%. I don't know. We got
Go sit up there in the
historical
same breath,
facts that
that's
some of the
crazy.
hardest thing men can do is walk away from trim. We got facts all the way through history.
Gonna say his nature, then say, no, man, no.
Your argument comes off as if you're absolving irresponsible.
No.
That's how it comes off. The perception
it's
is
not
that
absolving. It's what it is. It's not absolving. It's simply what it is, Trey.
It's not what it is. That is not what it is.
Okay,
what it is that people are going to have sex. People are going to have sex.
Stop. Understood. Understood. So stop. Yes, it is. Yes,
I'm not going to stop.
Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the problem. 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 Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. Women should not have sex.
People are going to have sex. What are you talking about, bro?
Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready, Trey.
Go ahead.
Go with this. I go through this every time. Thank you. So hush. Be quiet, please. Thank you. So again,
don't be disrespectful. Bro.
Don't be disrespectful.
You are disrespectful by cutting people off.
You won't be quiet.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to be
disrespectful. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Don't be disrespectful.
Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready, Trey.
Watch your fucking mouth, bro.
You ain't me, and I ain't you. Keep it to yourself, bro.
Watch your fucking mouth, Ricky. You can talk to everybody else like that, but you're not going to talk to me like that.
What's going to happen? Are you ready? Can I talk now?
Yeah, continue on with your delusion.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So again, if we keep talking about responsibility, who's going to be responsible for the child in the majority of situations when she have a child by a fucked up nigga? Who's going to be responsible? Who's going to be with that child? Who gets the majority when it does go to child support or even abandonment cases, right? Where parents don't stick it out. This is what y'all tell me. Who gets stuck with the kid?
No woman.
Who gets stuck with the kid? So who's responsible? She's going to be held responsible. And I say this again because people don't want to hear it. If it's as bad as our women say, these niggas ain't shit. All the men out here, they ain't doing that. And they ain't taking care of their kids. We don't get no money on child support. That little $40 ain't shit. Then why aren't they moving responsibly? Why not? Sure, it's supposed to be on a man. Because like I said, Trey, you take care of your child. Mike takes care of his child. Tap takes care of his child. And so forth and so on. It's her fault for fucking up for getting pregnant by a fucked up nigga. Especially when the point when the biggest one, like you said, the dude said, do we not believe in prevention? Prevention, yes. Don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with them. And there's birth control. And there's deleting babies. Somebody's lying. Who is it? How you gonna sit up there in the same breath and say, yeah, it's nature? Men gonna try to fuck. Right? If I go to rob a bank and the door's left open, whose fault is it? Is it mine or the bank's? Yeah, the bank's gonna say you accountable. They're gonna say, yeah, you need to give us that money back, but it's the security guard's fault for leaving the door open.
This is the difference between an advanced society and a
that might be the silliest analogy I've ever heard. Listen, at the end of the day, if
an advanced society blames the security guard, Trey.
Sir, if you walk into a bank right now during the middle of the day, the doors are open.
A sophisticated society blames the security guard.
The doors are open. like from somebody who's actually worked a bank robbery before. Typically, the bank robberies happen during the day while the banks are open.
Man, don't take it literally. You know what the hell he was saying.
That's it. That's the analogy Ricky made.
Trey
Ricky
going
made
down.
this analogy.
Damn,
I didn't make that analogy.
You brought that trying to dissect
if you walk
literally.
between the
Everybody
hours of
took
9
the
to
analogy for what
4:30,
it
the
was.
doors of the bank are open.
This thing is really trying to break down or set it off bank robbery in this bitch.
Because it's a silly analogy. At the end of the day, the preventative measure would be for a man to not dump off in a woman. That is that this whole cycle gets started.
Let me ask you this, Trey. Let me ask you this.
There are no babies.
Hold on, Trey. There
are no babies without
semen. In a civilized society, then we're gonna get the EBD. In a civilized society, you realize that we created this entire construct in which men are supposed to control themselves in which to have sex, right? But in the animalistic society that existed before we created this civilized one, everybody understood that it is a man's biological imperative to have sex. Sex is our weakness, meaning legs are open. It doesn't matter if 9 of us say no, 1 of us is going to say yes and can impregnate the whole fucking village. That is why the world treats men the way they do when it comes to sex. Somebody will not be able to resist and can populate the whole fucking earth by himself.
And that somebody is responsible.
So you put the responsibility on the person who can prevent it. The woman, she's going to have the responsibility. She's the one who's going to have the stretch marks. She's the one who could die in the delivery room. She's the one who's going to be stuck complaining to everybody that she don't got time for herself. In fact, she's going to be responsible for the fucked up life that child has without that father if she can't get him to stay. I think they're the more responsible party in this sense. A man's sin stops after the point of sex. So who has more culpability? Ultimately, we can never absolve.
You guys are talking about the end result. That's what you guys.
Let me ask you, Trey. Hold on.
Result.
In fact,
I'm talking about real quick, Trey.
Let me just ask the question, because we keep doing this on these panels. Let me ask the question: is it possible, yes or no, for us to get all men to walk to the beat of a good man's drum and not have sex until they get married? Is it possible?
But Trigger Mike,
that's a silly question.
Then why is it even possible?
Hold on, Trigger Mike. Trigger Mike, I don't think Trey is saying that men should exactly not have sex. It's more so, why do you have to dump the nut off in them? Why do you have to do that?
Y'all realize condoms aren't even natural, right?
And neither is birth control.
Dre, let me say this. Let me say this, Dre. The reason why I'm going to continue to have the natural conversation is because I told you, if you want to outlaw irresponsible childbirth and irresponsible sex, outlaw sex altogether. Reduce access to your women. Once the act of sex is involved, don't talk about the responsibility at all. All right, we have all been in the mix with a woman. You understand how quick your being responsible can go left. And it's not, you had every, what is the saying, Rick? Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face?
Every boxer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody got a plan. I had a plan to have safe sex tonight. And then that booty was going blah, blah, blah. She turned around and said, I want to feel all of it. Take it all. What percentage of men going to be like, nah, I'm straight. Don't do it.
The responsible man.
The responsible percentage.
Yo, I can't.
But that no, Trigger Mike. I got
Only Trey gonna be like, you either
no. Listen, I've done it, Trigger Mike. I was in Atlanta. The girl, when I pulled it out, she looked at me like I was crazy. She's like, "What you doing? You think I got something? You think I'm dirty?" She started insulting me. I'm like, I thought this was normal. I wear a condom every time.
You're being
like, I was like, I wear a condom every time. She was like, nah,
hold on.
She was like, I don't want
wait a
that.
minute. So the same
wait. Wait, can I jump in here real quick?
Either I use
go ahead,
it
AP.
or I leave.
Go ahead.
So using the same situation that y'all just brought up, the girl is into it. She say, "Yo, keep going." This is where the discipline comes from us. We have to teach, even though she said, "I want to feel all of you." Even though she said, "I want to feel that naked, hard, whatever it is." I'm trying not to cuss. As a man, you have to be disciplined and say, "Baby, I understand, and me too." But we cannot message. No, hold on. We cannot message. We can't message the other way. We cannot do that.
So
Trigger, just say y'all weak, right? Just say some of the dudes are weak.
Say you ain't strong enough, Trigger Mike.
This is exactly why advanced societies restrict access to their women and sex entirely. You guys keep You see, this is what we're trying to over implement. We're exaggerating our level of control for an animalistic act. You lying like shit. If you got Cherokee booty going slah on your ass, you can be like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just keep this on. Do you not understand who you are as a human man?
Trigger Mike, you a fan.
Trigger Mike. You know what I have that will prevent me from doing that? Every month I look at my bank statement and I see a negative amount from a court system that takes money out of my account. Trust me, I'm putting it on.
All right, Trey.
Me too, bro. Whoever just said that, I agree.
You already fucked that up once.
Was that? I didn't you.
Didn't you breach the contract once?
No, we were in a relationship, sir.
Oh,
that was my girl. That baby was that baby was planned.
So when I have this situation when in the lifestyle that I live, okay, so yes, there are women who right in the middle of it want you to take it off, and I've had and dealt with women who attempted to take it off in the middle and during, and it's like nah. And then the question's always, well, why? And I always say the same thing, because I'm not trying to catch anything I can't throw back. And that means AIDS or KIDS. I ain't trying to catch none of that right now. This feels good as it is. I don't need any better feeling knowing that I can go home kind of as clean as possible after dealing with you. And that's it. They usually accept it. It's going to be a 90% acceptance.
Not only that. So we can kind of assume dual culpability right now, because right now we have rap female calling herself the Raw Dog Queen. All right. And I actually agree in part with Trey to say a lot of dudes are going, some dudes can put their mind, like they can mentally be into it to say, I'm good the way I am. Look, I went and got snipped looking at my damn bank account. Like, all right, if 2 kids is doing this to me, what the hell is 3 going to do? And I went and got snipped. I think some men can show that level of control. But remember, when you look at the data as it is right now, it's not us. It's not responsible men putting these illegitimate ass babies out into the world, is it? It's not. They will go find somebody to impregnate their ass, hit them raw. Lady talk about sucking green nut out of a dude's penis. Like, you see what I'm saying? They're doing stuff with dudes who are 100% willing to do that shit.
Do what?
So they're gonna find somebody to do what they want and acquiesce to their damn demands. If they want to take the condom off and have raw sex, they'll go find a bum ass nigga to do that.
Hold on, hey Trigger Mike, what's green nut? Can you explain that to me?
That's like chlamydia nut, bro.
That's that gonorrhea.
When it comes to Sexy Red and Sukiyana, I can't even look at them. Them heifers are so nasty, bro. I can't even look at a picture of them.
Sewage.
But hey, we can't knock their hustle because Nick Milton already told us the people pay them more. They pay them more to put that out. So, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they might be doing. We don't even know if it's real. We don't know if it's real or not. But they gonna do it because they're gonna get paid more to do it.
Damn.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Oh God, it's really disgusting. Like I'm literally about to throw up. Spark, go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro.
Man, I don't know what y'all talking about, but I just remember that y'all was on, so I was like, shit.
Let me get these super chats, and you gonna get the first question, bro. All right. Marriage, politics, and sports for the love of the game. Great topic. Appreciate that. My man Flex Henry, where you been at? $5. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right coming from a man. Wow. Tell Trey 1 in 3 men are unknowingly raising another man's kids. Trey. Damn. All right.
That study was that study done in America or was it done in Jamaica?
No, that's actually 30% of 30% and as high in some regions as 40% of the men they get tested paternity tested.
That's an American stat.
And that's an American stat, bro.
But
you have to know it's the worst here, though. You gotta know it's the worst.
That stat doesn't take into account some of the men are willingly being stepfathers.
No,
that's not
unknowingly, Dre Slay. Unknowingly, meaning somebody needs a kidney and they're doing the blood testing and then say this is so inconclusive. There's no way this is your blood relative.
Come on now. 1 in 3 men, Trigger Mike. Come on now. You can't believe that. Come on now.
Well, it's
more reason to wrap it up.
30%.
Trigger, I saw the study that it was done in the Caribbean.
So basically, put it like this: when a dude suspects, when they have to get blood tested through that DNA clinic for organ donation, and if a dude suspects the baby's not his, 30% of the time it is not. So that's almost 33%, which is 1 in 3, and it goes as high as 40% in some regions. So are y'all really surprised that women are this trifling? Are you really
that's
surprised?
more reason
I ain't surprised that women is trifling. I'm surprised that men are this goofy. That you didn't think to go get
exactly.
More reason to wrap it up, bro. But
so the box don't make dudes goofy. You don't think a woman can find out she's pregnant? Hold up. A woman can find out she's pregnant 1.5 months in, or she cheated on her dude and like, damn, he a good dude. He in the Navy. He gonna get disability and shit. I ain't gonna say shit. The nigga look just like him anyway. He ain't gonna find out. You don't think a woman's capable of doing that to a dude that's unsuspecting?
What man is not going to get that child tested? Like, what kind of man is this?
A lot of niggas. Most dudes not gonna get the baby tested.
That's a fact.
That's not a man, bro. That's a little boy. That's not a man.
No. Wait a minute. If the woman is having somebody else's child while with another man, what does that say about the woman?
Yo.
We know that the woman is wrong.
If the stat is 1 in 3,
we gotta stop this. We gotta stop this stuff. How the hell is a man getting tricked into a false paternity situation also his fault? How are we putting everything on the dude?
I've been in a paternity situation. I raised a child for 12 years and I thought it was mine. I've been in that situation.
You know, you're a bona fide hoe, Trey.
I have to take some accountability for what I was doing at the time, and I also have to take some accountability that I didn't do what I needed to do to make sure that that child was actually mine before I signed on.
So you learned from your mistake.
It wasn't all on her.
So you learn from your mistake. Like a lot of you got to make the mistake to learn from the mistake. Like shit, these women is trifling, bro. Which again goes back to my original point. Wrap that shit up.
Hold on, what are y'all talking about in the chat? What the fuck is this? Men always want to give it to you raw in the morning. What is going on in the chat right now? What are y'all talking about?
She's absolutely
wrong.
If somebody's saying that, if he's saying that, you're talking about a relationship. You're not talking about a one-night stand hookup type of deal. You're talking about a relationship that's gotten some time.
Well, make some distinction because it sounds like this is 2 different things. Because if you're in a committed relationship, you not looking to be checked. You in committed relationship, y'all haven't had no issues, and you've been busting in the left and right, and she ended up pregnant. Why in the fuck? The first thing would you be like, oh, I need to get the baby test?
Man,
now,
look,
if it's some jump off or some shit.
Look here, man. I'm from the trenches. I don't trust a motherfucker. Man. I'm from the trenches, man.
But listen. You have listen. There's no wrong answer in this. It depends on how close you are to your woman, right? Every man is not going to think I'm going to have a paternity test with their wife. They have the assumption that their wife ain't cheating. The truth of the matter is that there's a lot of studies out now that women cheat more than men do. And let me tell you, there's a thing called dual mating strategy for a lot of women, right? Keke Palmer was on that kind of kick. There's a woman who look at a man as the provider, but she doesn't want to have a baby by him, so she'll find a guy with the aesthetics that she's looking for, let him pop a baby in her, and have the other fucking guy have the other dude pay for it.
Payne, I don't want to believe that to be the truth. I really don't.
Wait a minute. It's so wait. King's Park. It's not only the truth. It's a measured percentage of men that it's happening to.
So what I'm saying is does the percentage necessarily have that mindset that what Payne is saying? That's what I'm saying. It just said 30%. It happens, but is that the mindset that they had going into it, or they was just fucking and they got popped and they ended up pregnant? That's what I'm saying.
If it's 30%, right? We're not talking majorities, but 30% is a statistically significant number. That's a big number. I mean, some people won't make a bet if you only have 70% chance to win. I mean, so it's a statistically significant number across the board. And that's just the U.S. where we are been blind to that. We wouldn't do this. Women won't do it. In Jamaica, it's like 70%.
No, the
70%,
number.
70% of the women in Jamaica are telling their men kids it is that's not theirs. 70%. And these are
Yeah,
women
but
talking about that.
I think that most of that number, I would hope that most of that number is that she just is just a hoe. Not that she's going into it particularly to dupe this dude
Yes.
out of a whole entire
But it's a dupe.
lifestyle.
It's a
You
dupe
know
if
what I'm
she's a hoe.
saying?
Either
It
way, I hear what
is.
you're saying.
It
I hear what you're
is.
saying,
It
bro.
is.
But let me tell you how crazy this sounds, right? A woman do you dirty, and y'all still put the responsibility on yourselves, right? It's still me. It's still me. She went out and got creamed in by another dude. The stuff y'all say, oh man, the woman ain't got, she ain't, what y'all basically saying is that she ain't got no power in it. She ain't got nothing to do with it, right? It's really your fault that it happened, right? Whatever it is, right? Because even though she went out and smashed some other dude, yeah, because you trusted her. So, hey, don't trust none of these hoes. That's what they telling y'all, fellas. Don't trust none of them. Your wife, you need to go get checked. Right?
Yeah.
You don't understand. Hold on. You don't understand the dynamics of your relationship because at any time it doesn't matter. It's your fault. No, she's responsible for her body, guys. She's responsible. If it was all our fault, then when we want to say, hey, delete that baby, the law would allow it. Not only that, it would be built into the culture. This is not the case. They're responsible for sex. They're responsible for who they allow in their bodies. We're responsible for relationships. Once we pick a chick, and if we choose wrong, just like y'all said, I was with her, I didn't know her, I should have did the right thing. It's not what you want it to be. It's simply what it is.
Can I just say one thing before you go, King Spark? I think the largest disrespect for a woman is the way a lot of you guys talk right now. That's the largest, taking away their agency and their ability to make choices, but blaming it on men is larger disrespect than us telling them that they got to get their shit together. I think, right? I mean, that doesn't absolve us from our responsibility. Women are sentient beings, man. We treat them like children. They act like children. They know inherently that they have value as a young woman born, and they have to protect that value, just like every man, whether he succeeds or not, knows he has to make his way in life. We can't say women could just go singing lullabies through life, man. They gotta be responsible and accountable for something.
But hey,
But
give
what
me
I'm
one point,
saying
King
is
Spark.
what I'm saying at the same time is this though. If you in a relationship, right, and you gotta go get a paternity test, then what type of relationship do you have anyway? Like, I don't even want to be in a relationship with you if what I just had to think was, damn, is this baby mine? Then I'm not. We don't have no goddamn relationship.
No, that's not.
Let me make one point.
Y'all never heard the phrase "trust but verify"?
Fact, but hey, look, right. Just think about this. Think about this dynamic real fast. Think about this dynamic real quick. We say that the woman is under us. She's under us. But we sitting here saying, trust her more. Put more responsibility on her, but she's under us. How does that sound?
Nobody said trust her more. That's not the context in which we're having. We're discussing. Nobody's saying trust her more.
No, this is what I'm saying. If King Spark's saying, okay, when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't have to get a paternity test for your kid and all of that. You basically saying, oh yeah, trust her more.
You should trust yourself more though. Like I'm saying, I'm feeling like if I'm having a baby by my woman that I lay next to every goddamn night, and I gotta go to, and it's in question whether she getting dicked down by somebody else, we do not have a relationship. That shit is over. This is true for me.
How would you know how would you know? Men make the best side pieces, bro. You're not gonna find out.
I understand that it can happen. I'm just saying we should definitely choose, mother. We should choose better. That shouldn't be the first thing that we having to deal with is the paternity or even the thought of that damn, this could be somebody else's baby, get the fuck out of relationship. Don't be in a relationship. You shouldn't be in that.
Prove that.
Y'all way too
I think
trusting.
okay, so
Y'all
I
way
think
too
I think I
trusting.
think it's going to be solved in one way. It's going to be solved in one way, and I think this is coming, whether we like it or not. We will come to a point where every birth will have a paternity test by
test.
default.
Facts.
And why? And the reason why is because number one, right then and there, when the baby is brought into the world, there's DNA evidence to prove it is the mother's child and it's the father's child. If it is not the father's child, you got issues, right?
Who's paying for it?
Who's paying for everything? Whose name do we put on this legal document that says this is the child's father? And that's where we're going to be headed, whether you like it or not. Every new baby will be born.
For the DNA test?
No. When we're talking about drug testing, we're talking about this, when we're talking about that. Nobody really pays. It's the state that pays for it.
Well. Forget about
you think the state is going to pay for DNA
yes.
tests?
To get wait. Why? You know why? Because they issue child support. The state issues child support as well.
A system that benefits
get hung up in
child
this
support is going to pay for
man.
DNA tests.
Trey. Hold on. This is
multi-million-dollar test.
This is already in the works in some states, Trey, because remember, yes, they do make money off of child support, but if they also start to lose money in a different way, basically saying if you take too many men out of the workforce for putting them in jail for, did you know there was a dude recently that spent 5 years in jail, then thought, why don't I call a lawyer or get somebody to give me some money to even see if this child was mine? He had already spent 5 years and the child wasn't his. So you got to understand there's going to be a balancing effect where no matter how much child support is supposed to be paying, taking a man out of the workforce and or penalizing him to the greatest degree that it's happening right now. Because remember, people aren't getting married. Married men are who take care of a family. Now the government is taking care of more families than married men are. So the government is now going to have to rethink their whole strategy.
I'm confused. In our community, we're saying that there's a small percentage of men that are getting all the women pregnant, and these are the degenerate men of our community. And now we're talking about worrying about whether or not they're going to be in the workforce. We're talking about this small 13 to 20% of men that are getting all these women pregnant that are low class degenerate men that aren't really doing much. Hold on. And the guys like us who
those aren't the only men.
Guys like us who are responsible for making money aren't doing
those
that.
Aren't
and that's
the
what
only
we're worried
men.
about.
No, those aren't the only men with children though. There are people get divorced, Trey. So what I'm saying is that women will end up.
Divorce. The child support is written in the divorce decree.
Too. There's people. Listen, when we say 30% paternity, it goes across the board. It could be from a marriage. It could be from ratchetness. It could be from anything. The truth of the matter is, and I understand where's the big thing. We know it's a religious principle about paternity. It's a historical thing about paternity. It's not a big deal. It's only in the West where we lost track of it. A woman knows the kid is hers. Why shouldn't a man have the same kind of certainty? Why is that hasn't had nothing to do with trust or love and all that horse shit. Listen, you're automatically on the hook for any kid that comes out of your lady's. If she says it's yours and you sign up, you're on the hook. So you're not absolving yourself from responsibility. You just want to know the kid's yours. And there's too many examples all over that. See, I can say if it was a 1Z or a 2Z or some shit like that. There's no end to the examples of men finding out kids are not theirs. 1, 2, and 3 women who are married to men treat them like kings, but they go out and have babies from the guy that they think is aesthetically pleasing and have the dude at home who's paying the bills raise the goddamn kids. I mean, it's all over the place. So, it has nothing to do directly with whether you trust your woman or not. Now, I didn't have a paternity test. I wasn't thinking about that then. I live in a different time, right? And unfortunately, my kids look too much like me. God bless them. So what can I say? But, so listen, I'm not saying people go crazy, even changing the law. You don't have to go through no big rigmarole to get a paternity test at birth. It's a swab on the cheek. They go put it's like maybe $100 or some shit like that. We don't have to worry about the cost. You don't have to get permission from the mother. You don't have to do none of that shit. Just if you don't have doubts, you could just do it to just be certain. And if you have doubts, you definitely have to do it. And if you're just stroking some random hoe, right? You gotta do it. I mean, I hear so many men just say, well, you know, I love this woman, blah, blah, blah. They just accept the kid out of, and you know she got a rotation, right? She got a rotation. You got a rotation.
Anybody got the plane effect?
And let me say this, because let me actually, because I tried to be this frank with one of my homeboys that went through this situation, and to watch him break down really put it in perspective for me. Because we tend to just be very cut and dry, brass tacks with men when it comes to stuff like, you're supposed to do this and here's why. Do you not realize some men won't do that shit because the results will actually hurt the shit out of them?
Yes.
They're scared. They're afraid.
So he's soft.
Let me just live in ignorance a little while longer. And then that little while prolongs itself to X amount of years. This shit will crush me. I don't know what I'm going to do if this baby isn't mine. I love this baby. So we don't even humanize men enough to think that they might feel that way about the situation themselves. That happened to my homeboy.
So if you don't get it done in the beginning, it's going to be an issue.
Believe that it's easier to change women than it is to change men. Is that what we're saying here? That it's easier to get women to close their legs than it is to get men to stop dumping.
Wait a minute. It can't. Wait. It can, if you're teaching a younger generation of women that this is not the result that you want.
EBD, how's that been working? Hold on. How's that been working?
Let me give an answer to that.
The message has been working out. Hold on. For most two-parent households with strong fatherly figures, the message has been the same. Don't do this. And the women are doing it. I have sex with women who have fathers all the time.
There ain't no fathers in the house, Trey. There ain't no fathers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
they're not suffering any consequences for their actions. They're getting rewarded for bad behavior.
Exactly. So
y'all trust women entirely too much. It's not even sad to hear. Y'all trust them too much.
Hold on, Trey.
I'm with Trey on this one.
The reward for women keeping their legs closed is actually what they want. Women are complaining about men not marrying them and or not being marriageable. So if you would have kept your legs closed, maybe you would have had a better chance. You would have been eligible for a man to see the value in you. Because the one thing that a woman who's really popping it off in these streets, in order for her to keep being attractive to men, that's what she's going to have to bring to every relationship thereafter. Have you not noticed that the women who we call wife material can stay as chaste as they want and men still chase them? So if women want marriage, if they want a dude who's going to stay in the house with them to take care of the kids, telling them to close their legs actually gets them what they want.
Y'all think these women are chaste? They hoes. Y'all think they chase. That's the whole trick. That's a problem. A lot of you married guys is you think that the woman that you got with ain't got no past, and a lot of women.
Hold on, Trey. Hold on,
the panel. There's a lot of married men out here who are married to hoes. Y'all married to hoes. I'm gonna ask you like I asked everybody else.
Is there a difference in the attitude and the demeanor of a woman with 50 or more bodies and the attitude and demeanor of a woman with 5 or less? Are these women psychologically different?
You Trigger. I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna give you a caveat. Yes, there's a difference. However,
then I'm taking less than 5.
You are assuming that the men are smart and bright enough to be able to determine the difference. There's a lot of dummies. There's a lot of dummies.
I am. Hold on.
But we talking about.
You are right. You are
There's
right.
a lot of dummies out here that don't know what they're dealing with.
No,
I see guys married to hoes every day. I'm like, I smashed her like 4 years ago, and y'all been married for 15 years.
Remember, nobody gives a fuck about the decisions that a dumb nigga makes. We literally should be like, that's your fault, player. That's your fault. So I'm able to decipher.
So how are we blaming women then?
But even
because only a dumb dude would dump off in a woman.
Trey,
even with the difference though, Smart. Even with the difference, right? Even with the difference in the woman with 50 bodies and the woman with a low body count. Even with the difference, can she mask it? Can the woman with 50 bodies mask it and still get the commit?
Absolutely.
No, wait. The answer. Wait, let me answer the question because I deal with it. The answer is no. Your personality, how you view men, how you speak to a man, how you deal and interact with men changes with the body count. It does. You don't hide anything. It comes out. When women talk, they tell on themselves.
So a nigga that ain't shit, can a nigga that ain't shit mask it and act like he's a good guy?
No, wait. That answer's no too.
Yes,
because wait.
That answer.
I say for for me, from what I see, an answer is no. That you can keep up a facade for so long, but a woman sees past that shit.
But they already smashed though, so it
but a
doesn't
facade.
matter.
Yeah, they'll smash, but that's as far as it'll get.
But look, in both
That's the
cases,
end of it. What are you talking about?
but in both cases, for the man and the woman, the facade might just get you in the door to the commitment before
Yes,
they
but it
find
doesn't
out.
get you walk down the aisle. It gets you into the bedroom door, but it doesn't get you walking down the aisle.
Everybody ain't trying to get married.
Well, that's pretty much the end goal. That's the highest form of achievement that two people can achieve.
Most women.
I say that.
Okay. Well, you're one person.
You don't have to believe. Not everyone has to believe as I believe, but you can be. You can be a CEO. You can be a billionaire. You can be a billionaire. You can invent as many products as you want. You can have as much money as you want, but it doesn't buy you happiness. It doesn't. It doesn't keep you comfortable at night. It doesn't hold you. It doesn't tell you it loves you. It doesn't do any of that stuff. There are billionaires who would trade places with someone who has a simple family life.
But I think it's gonna take experience, man. You gotta have some real experience in the game to be able to see that. Okay, yeah, she might be talking that shit, but she's a hoe. You're gonna have that experience. For the guy that doesn't have that, he's gonna get got. She's gonna spot the goofy. She's gonna spot him, and she's gonna get his ass.
Yeah,
but look, like my man, like my man
true.
said before, though, right? How we gonna fuck everything and then call these bitches hoes? Where is all the good girls gonna be?
Hey, I don't believe
them all
them.
down. Listen,
you can't.
listen what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
If we went through our 20s and our 30s, knocking them down and passing them around, and now you want to say, well, damn, well, she has a lot of bodies. Well, why you think she would? Because y'all been slanging dick. That's why they got bodies.
So with that being said, right? With that being said, if they didn't let you fuck, could they have bodies?
You said what now?
With all that you just said, if they didn't let you fuck, could they have bodies?
No. But we just can't have both, is what I'm saying. We gotta either accept the fact that we've been knocking them down. We either gotta accept the fact that we've been knocking them down, or we gotta accept the fact that we gonna date versions and move that way. We can't move both ways, is what I'm saying.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. I agree with that.
Generally, but this isn't a problem that we can fix with like the older generation or women that are going to be 30, women that are going to be 40, right? They're set in their ways and their habits, right? They're not going to change for this one magical man that comes along. It has to be the younger generation that sees end results. Do I want to be 30 in this way? Do I want to be 40 in this way? Or do I want to be married and taken care of for the rest of my damn life? There is a difference, a big difference.
All right. Let me get these super chats real quick. My man, Advanced Perception, $2 says, in advanced society, I like the sound of that. Charles Keys Sr., $2. Try a Muslim country, no marriage, no sex. I agree. The women can still be chased in those places. They don't play around. My man Dap DH Harris, $5. It's sad when you hear men saying it's Jermaine's fault. Big Ann, 11, $10. Listening to some of you on this panel is just sad. Delusional minds are not gender specific. Wake up. My man Flex Henry says 58% of black women have kids by multiple men. Please tell me that shit is true.
That sounds, man, that's really, yes, man, it might be true. Yeah.
Damn, that's, oh my God. While the majority of black men under 30 don't have kids, that is a fact. By 40, they have at least one kid. So in that 10 years, but before 30, a large majority of black men do, over 50%.
But y'all want to change the women though.
As a prime example, of the problem that's flagrant. Go ahead. As a prime example that we can all see, either on YouTube or on Fox, we can see the Maury Show. The Maury Show got women who are doing paternity tests on multiple dudes, and you see the reaction. So there's one woman that's been through 10 men, testing 10 men for paternity, and still doesn't found them. So what does that tell you about the woman, not the men, the woman?
So why are we trying to change their behavior?
We're not. You can't change someone's behavior after so long.
The message is tell these women to close their legs and
younger
and
women
preserve themselves.
Yeah,
younger women.
Okay,
younger women.
The message is stop incentivizing the bad behavior. That's the real message.
Stop incentivizing the bad
behavior. That's the big message.
You're wasting your time.
But look, y'all.
If it's not incentivized, they're not going to do it.
Hey, if this stat is saying that the majority of black men under 30 don't have kids, that means that mature minds, these minds are mature of the men who are doing this. They are doing this knowingly. They are doing this knowingly. They fucking these girls, getting them pregnant, leaving them knowingly.
Well,
so how do we blame the women?
Hold on, Dre. What percentage of men though? Because if 58% of women have babies by multiple dudes, but yet a majority of black or a majority of men don't have children, that means they're going through a small select group of pookies and getting knocked up by each of them.
So wouldn't it make more sense to attack the smaller
the
group than the larger group?
Because the nature of man is
I don't understand John tactics here. It makes more sense to go after the smaller group.
Listen, nobody's saying men shouldn't be responsible. You guys just keep going back to that. I mean, you can't. You got to keep trying to talk about how you want things to be, as opposed to the way things are. And you still didn't answer the question, Dre. How many men in percentages turn away trim? How many? And at what age?
Nobody has that. You're asking me to give you an answer to a question there's no answer for.
So the point is, you could give a percentage. What are you talking about?
I can't give. I don't have.
I don't
have a statistical.
Sure, you can.
How many men have been?
Wait a minute,
you're asking me to give you an answer to a question there's no statistic. There's no answer for.
You shouldn't even have an opinion there. So the point is, we talking percentages and stuff like that.
The fact of the matter is this. This is the fact of the matter.
First of all,
there's a smaller group of men, and it'd be much easier to deal with the men because it's a smaller group of them. It's been much easier to tell the men, hey, stop doing that.
Hey, check out Pain. We turn away
8% of women who are out here acting crazy.
Look, we turn away trim all the time.
Too much, and it's sad to see, man. Y'all act like these women out here, they got morals, and they won't
turn away trim all the time.
No, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, Pain. You've turned away trim. It's not like we love women, right? But she still got to have some type of standard, right? You listen. Hold on. You not knocking down the junk that say you can hit for a $20 rock. You're not knocking down the little alcoholic loose chick, right? So you turning trim away. When you moving around, you getting flirted on by this one. You looking at her like, damn, she kind of musty. I'm gonna keep it moving. We ain't just hitting every goddamn thing that we come across now. Come on, man.
See, listen, I can't argue with what you just said. We're still talking percentages. There's men. There's a level of discernment for the men on this panel. And are we the average men? Are we above average men in terms of trim? Let me tell you, when was the first time you turned down trim, and how hard was it? Right? I mean, I'm talking about So you're right. I know I've done it. You've done it. But for the first time, I said, I can't imagine. I said, I can't believe I'm doing this. Right? So, but it's happened. And there was an awakening. You say, I don't have to hit everything I have. But what's
you know what I like? I'm glad you said that though. Because check this out. I turned down my first piece of potential trim. I could have lost my virginity earlier, but I'm gonna tell you what the girl said. I was in the 7th grade.
Okay.
In the room with the girl, we kissing, we doing our thing. And she said, I'll let you have me if you tell me you love me.
Look at that strong.
And I told her, I said, yo, I was like, I can't do it because I don't love you. You know what I'm saying? I turned down that first piece of trim. Now that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna tell a chick anything just to smash her. You know what I'm saying? I don't move like that. That should not play to me.
So
but look, we still grew up. No one tell them what they want to hear.
That was you, King Spark. But look at the situation we're in. How many men have really done that? Most men will take that trim. But I'm sorry, Shay.
I just say the words olive oil really slow.
Because safe sex is a woman's responsibility. And saying one again, same way you call them bitches, they're 304s. My man AP says misleading stat: 58% of unwed women with kids have multiple kids by multiple men, not 58% of women. I was like, that is, woo! I'm glad you cleared that one up. But it's also not very. It's also doesn't really look good for the black community because most of these women ain't married. So shit still is outstanding. Fuck. Scarface of crypto, $5. Hey, if you got some crypto insight, because I feel like some crazy stuff about to happen, I'm trying to do a quick flip. So hit me up on Instagram if you got any tips for me. We all know women don't love unconditionally. Women aren't that complicated. Never believe what they say. Always believe their actions. I can agree with that. All right. So JT, you haven't gotten a word in for real, for real. Let me get you on this next question real quick because all right. Do men need to stop trying to score, or should women be better goalies? Which is more possible?
I think women need to be better. I think both, to be honest. But
What kind of question?
This question is so
that's
misleading,
why I
man.
was I kind of had pause for a second.
Who don't want to score?
See,
That was a
Who
good
don't
answer.
want to
That,
see,
yeah.
see.
So
I can't wait to hear the answer to these.
I mean, if you're talking about being responsible wise, I think both parties should be responsible. But I'll use an analogy like this: you got a kid that's starving, and you got a fat ass kid. Which one do you think is gonna be easier to tell not to eat food? The kid who get food all the time, or the kid who don't get no food at all? So with that analogy, I'm pretty much saying is women always they can get it anytime they want. A lot of dudes get it when they can. So it's gonna be hard to try to convince a dude not do something he couldn't really do in the first place.
All right.
That makes sense, JT. That makes sense.
All right. Let me. This one's easy, man. I gotta go. Nope. Don't. You ain't fucking passing, Trey. You gonna answer this shit. Let me tell you why. All right. Can we all agree that a man that is pressuring a woman, especially with who has no good intention for her, he's a creep. He's a sleaze, right? Right. He's just pressuring her for sex. He know he gonna just hit it and quit it. If he's doing that, he's a sleaze. He's a creep. We got all kinds of names for him. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna call him a roach. That nigga is a roach.
That's all.
And those of you who live, grew up a little bit poor, you know all about roaches. What the fuck do you got to do to get roaches to stop coming to your house? Keep your fucking house clean. Okay? I can't stop them from coming. It's a natural occurrence. So if you don't want roaches or rats, keep your house clean. Women absolutely need to be better goalies because I can't rid the world of creeps. I can't rid the world of roaches. You see where I'm going with this? You absolutely have to put some of the onus on the woman. You think I'm about to just hold a press conference cursing the shit out of some roaches for being roaches? It is a natural occurrence for them to try to come into a dirty ass house. You're all tripping.
Trigger. I am putting onus on the woman. I'm putting so much onus on the woman that I'm not even going to give her an opportunity to get pregnant. That's how much onus I'm putting on her. I don't trust her at all. So because I don't trust her at all, I'm making sure I'm strapped up. I'm making sure if I feel that condom bust, we gotta replace it. I gotta get a new one. I'm not giving her nothing. Zero, nothing. That's how much onus I'm putting on her.
Now I will say this because this is pretty funny. He said we were all roaches. We are all roaches at some point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Trigger Mike. It's like I can't believe any man lived this life and never pressured a woman for that box. Like I can't believe a man lived his whole life and didn't do it at least once.
Dre Slay, you married?
No, I ain't married. No.
But let me show you something real quick. You know what forces a man to grow up quickest?
What's that?
No matter how much you pressure, you ask most dudes, why'd you choose your wife? Because she's the one who said no. She was the one who valued something else other than that intercourse thing I was pressuring her. She's the one who said I got to show her something different. You see what I'm saying? Most men are married to that woman, that exact woman, right? So it's like, oh damn, all these other women didn't.
So she manipulated you.
Aren't you the one who was up here with the positive manipulation speech? Weren't you the main one?
But I also understand that women use sex as for compliance. They manipulate you. This is what they do.
So Trey, are women survivalists or not?
They don't have a choice.
They're survivalists, right?
Yeah, they don't have a choice.
They have no choice. So I respect that she needs to choose the best man for herself to survive. And if that man was me, which it was at the time, she used hypergamy to choose the best available man in her vicinity. And she did just that.
Well as
I don't mind being manipulated that way.
As well as manipulation. As long as you understand
I don't mind.
But that's my point, Trigger.
It's
There's
natural.
A lot of guys who don't
the
understand
same way,
hold up.
It's natural. The same way when it's early in the morning and I need to get my rocks off and she lift that leg up, as long as we have an equal trade of both things, I don't mind being manipulated that way. That's what manipulation is for.
Mike, I disagree with you there. Because the time that you make me wait does not mean a damn thing. I done waited to smash a whole year and still smash one time and didn't fuck with the bitch no more.
Facts.
That shit don't really mean nothing.
I agree with you 100%.
That don't really mean nothing to me.
That's you though. That's you though.
And at the same time, I mean that's me. I mean, yeah, that's me. That's me.
I did
but
it too.
At the same time, I've had some situations that popped off kind of early that were kind of long lasting. I mean, I think it's a sweet spot that you're looking for. No, I didn't.
Did you marry her? Exactly.
No, I didn't marry her. But I ain't married nobody though. I didn't marry nobody. So
that's
you know
fair
what I'm saying? Like,
I think we've all been in that situation where we're waiting for our turn, and whether it be 1 year or 2 years, I think we're still kind of in that holding pattern. But while you were waiting, King Spark, it's not like you kept yourself celibate. You were smashing other women, right?
Exactly.
I was just gonna say,
but I'm saying at the same time, just because she said no, doesn't really mean that she wasn't smashing either. That just means that I wasn't close in line in the rotation to be smashing.
I agree.
So, and that's what I found out. And that's what I found out after the whole year, and we finally got down. It wasn't the fact that she was this upstanding woman to why she didn't give me the draws.
Agreed. I got you. Hold on, let me jump in here real quick. I hear what you're saying 100%, bro. No disagreement, right? But again, context matters, right? The truth is, you peeped and seen what was going on, and that's fine as Danny. And Trey's right. It is manipulation, right? It's using the one trump card she has, the only card and leverage that a woman really has besides her worth, besides what she's willing to do for a man. It's really, she got two cards. Yep. She got two cards. She was supposed to use it for a positive result. But I don't get, Trey is absolutely right? But the truth is, guys, if a girl sleep with you on a first day, mentally you put her into a different category.
That's fact.
You might not say it. You might not never put it in her ear. Oh, she cool, she vibing, and hung out, and it went longer than you expected.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you slot her differently. Let's stop lying to the people, bro. You slot her differently.
That's true. That's true. That's definitely true.
I can agree with Ricky.
That's true.
I can agree with that.
If I can agree with
Ricky, again, Trey, we didn't hear you.
I know. Seriously, I can agree with Ricky if the goal is a long-term relationship. If I'm looking to be in a long-term relationship, then yes, that makes perfect sense. But if I'm just trying to smash, I could care less. It don't really matter. But I agree with him. I agree with, if this is about marriage and being in a long-term committed relationship, and she give up that box on the first night, I am gonna look at her a little crazy, like I don't know. But if she just is gonna be casual. I see her when I see her. I hope I get it the first night.
And so going back to Mike's, I'm sorry, Trey, you finished? Well, go back to what Mike said. I agree with you, Mike, about listen, again, I'm going to say this. You guys need to think about it. Men's sexuality, our demand for sex is a constant. It's been that way since the beginning.
Is it me or nobody's talking?
You can't hear me?
Oh, no, yeah.
I can hear
people talking.
Somebody talking.
Yeah, you can't hear me? Anyway, so I just say men's demand for sex is a constant. I said the fluctuation in the sexual marketplace is 100% based on the promiscuity of women. 99%, right? So so it's really the women who need to value their virtue. And we tell them that every day on these stupid panels. That's why, so maybe not you, King Spark, but the majority of men always talk about body count. Their body count this, body count that. And that's telling women that it doesn't matter whether you think body count matters. You know, I can't hear you, King Spark, so I don't know if it's me or not.
No, I wasn't
Mike,
talking.
you
I
can
was
hear me,
talking
right?
about
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
So it doesn't matter whether body count matters to women. We don't tell them enough. It has nothing to do with what it matters. It matters to us. If I want to wife you up, that shit matters to me. And we don't tell women that shit enough. Your virtue matters to us, to most of us. Not all of us, but to most of us. And in the West, how much more backsliding do we want to do? Right? Because at first, we were just like in the East. We wanted virgin. Now we're taking women with 5 or 6 bodies, 10 bodies and shit. And so at some point, if we don't make a stand and make women responsible for their goddamn virtue, we're going to all be marrying hoes. Well, I mean, are we going to, the shit keeps sliding. Every man is going to have to accept a woman with 100 fucking bodies. Come on. That women has only a certain amount of oxytocin or whatever that they can provide to different men. We do know that their sexual energy, the sexual transmission between men and women is different. They absorb the energy of men. How many dicks can a woman absorb before she explodes?
Pain, but we gotta pain, but we gotta start out that way though. We gotta start out. What I'm saying is we gotta start out that way. What I'm saying is that when, like Trey said, we gotta start out that way. If you gonna go through your whole, that means when you 21, you need to start looking for a virtuous woman. You need to start then.
Yeah.
Right? You can't wait till you 35 and then go back to your class and say, why y'all hoes ain't virgins?
Well, hold on.
We gotta start in the beginning.
Well, wait a minute. When you're 21, but Spark, when you're 20,
add your own governance to this thing. There's a couple of things here, right? As a man, when you grow up, right? As you grow up, 21, 22, 23, 25, yeah, you're looking for a virtue. You can find a woman, and here's the problem we have with our own women. They don't want a guy that they have to build with. A lot of them don't. So when you're 21, 22, that woman has to be agreed to build with you because you ain't got shit yet, right? So when a man hits 30, his sexual marketplace value is not the same as a woman. If I'm 30 years old, single, no, wait a minute, Trey. I mean, not Trey, King Spot. If I'm 30 years old, 35 years old, and I'm hitting my financial stride, I'm valuable like a motherfucker. If I'm single with no kids, I'm gonna look at a woman at 30, 25 years old. We know now in the West, she's not going to be a virgin. I'm not saying we got to go for virgins. I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm saying the younger they are, the chances are they'll still have some virtue fucking left. By the time they hit, their virtue is all gone.
You're right, but this is what I'm saying though, Payne. This is what I'm saying though. So what you're saying is that the women need to be able to grow, right? It's okay for us to be broke. Hold on, right? It's okay for the women have to be like, okay, you ain't got your shit together yet, blah, blah, blah. And then we gotta also say now too, then I'll grow with you or I'll deal with you without you giving me some pussy.
No, listen.
We both got to do this. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Hang on. I think it's a miscalculation. Wait. It's a misrepresentation of what he's saying. So instead of going the back and forth, let me tell you how it is. He's not saying that you don't need to get the box, right? He's not saying that's not what he means by protect the virtue. That doesn't mean no sex. What he means is don't be a whore. I mean, what it means is don't start that OnlyFans account. What that means is like all of your Instagram pics don't need to be ass shots when you're pursuing a relationship. What that means is don't show your thing on your phone to this dude on the bus. What that means is you don't need to acquiesce and act like a whore who's only interested in sex. That's what he means by virtuous. It's not wait. It's not virgin.
Whore.
It's not virgin. It's virtue, right? It's how you move. He's talking about how you move, how a woman moves. A woman most women now, modern women now, are moving like hoes and not wives. That's what he's saying. That's what virtue is.
So y'all tell me this. But where does this start at though? Because I'm looking at the start of it, right? For me, the start of it comes from the man, whether it be the father not in the house, not being able to teach correctly, to the point of where our pain just said the man is not going to hit his stride until 35. We just seen the stat. If majority of men under 30 and under don't have kids, right? Then that means that these men who are over 30, who are hitting their stride, is sleeping with these women and leaving them. They're sleeping with them and leaving them. So
wait. What makes you think the men are leaving?
No, because at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like this, right? If the woman, we know that, yeah, the woman, she can choose to leave. But if the man, what I'm saying is if the man, like our pain said, he's hitting his stride, that means he is focused on something else. He's not focused on her, right? So 9 times out of 10, he's not in the house. 9 times out of 10, he's working.
Okay.
He cannot, a 35-year-old man who's in his stride cannot give an 18 to 24-year-old girl what she wants. You see what I'm saying? He cannot give her the attention.
Wait a minute. Don't misrepresent.
Wait. It's not attention. It's not attention. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm gonna let you go here. Listen, don't misrepresent me. I'm not saying a guy who is 35 never had sex with nobody. I'm just saying he put his priorities in order. But women generally, especially in our community, don't want a man they have to build with. They want a guy who can, they want a guy who can provide, and they want that shit early. And they say that all the time. So a guy, a man has to prove his worth. You don't do that in your early 20s. You don't do that. It could be 35, it could be 30. I got married at 29 because I knew what my career path was. And how many men are in that position? I don't know, but not a lot. So the fact is that, women control what they want and men kind of follow suit. Now, look, what I'm saying is when you look for a wife, you look for a woman who has an ability that could bond with you. If she had 10, 100, she had 100 dicks, she can't bond with you in a marriage. She can't. So you want a younger woman, not 18, not 21. I can say you might have to wait till she's out of college if she goes to college. So you think? So Arpan, you think she's not gonna be with a man? I didn't say that. See, you guys keep going to extremes. She doesn't have to be a virgin. It's the difference between a woman with 2 or 3 or 5 encounters and one with 50 or 100. There's a difference. You can't tell the difference between an incel and a gigolo, or a hoe, or a person who had a couple of encounters. That's why we have so many women out there with trauma. We have so many with taking pills, the ones that hate men, all of that shit, because they have so much dick. They don't know where to release the energy.
It don't take one time to get pregnant, though. It only takes one time to get pregnant.
About pregnancy, man. We're not talking about the pregnancy. Most people, when they have sex, don't get pregnant. Most sexual encounters out there don't end in a pregnancy. So let's not talk about pregnant. We're talking
Pain,
about
what do you call the ones in the middle? Pain, what do you call the ones in the middle? You said the incels or the motherfucking hole?
Gigolo.
What do you call the ones in the middle? So if you got 10 dicks, right, for the whore. You got 1 dick for the incel. You got 5 for the middle, right? So basically, hold on.
Lucky. We call them lucky.
Wait a minute.
Fortunate.
So you telling me, you know what I'm saying? we should prepare and search for about 5 dicks. That's where our focus should be.
No, hold on.
right.
Can I answer?
Hang on. Okay,
Let me answer.
wait.
I don't see it. Listen, when you know your woman has a certain amount of experience, which most of us do, right? Every man who's married that I know of, they know that in the West, especially in the last 20 years, 30 years, knows their woman has a certain amount of experience. I can't give you a number, but you know the numbers change if they're too high. If they're between, let's just say between 5 and 10 or 3 and 10 or whatever, that's different than a woman who has 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. They move differently.
Of course.
You know that. So when we say, if I had a bell curve, and I went from the ones who had 50 or more to the ones who have 5 or less between a certain age group of, let's say, 18 to 30, right? You try to find something that can fit there, and the first thing you need to do is use your powers of observation. How do you bond with this chick? And because this whole thing about trying to get a body count is crazy, you're never going to get one.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't need a body count. You don't need the body count.
You don't get
behavior. It's behavior you can tell.
Thank you.
But look, EB, look, fuck the body count.
Giving a woman with 2 or more bodies, loyalty and commitment is wild to me. That's crazy.
But listen, what I'm saying though. Listen, he said 2 or more. That's crazy. Here's the thing. First of all, we ain't gonna get into loyalty and commitment to one.
Crazy.
But here's the point is this. The point is the woman gonna get on your program and do what she needs you to do? I don't give a fuck if she got 7 bodies or if she got 3 bodies. If she can get on my goddamn program, listen, if she can get on my goddamn program and do what I need her to do and remain loyal to me from that point forward, I don't give a damn.
Okay, so you don't say 7. You mean 100 bodies. You mean 100 bodies.
I agree with you.
100 what 100 gonna look like, but let's not talk in extremes though.
Okay.
Part, I agree. Hold on. I agree in part.
I want to stay in the middle. I want to stay in the middle.
Hold on.
The 50 ball.
Your goal should be to get a woman to stay on your program. But what we are seeing today in society is that the more bodies she has determines if she's going to stay on your program or not.
Absolutely.
That could be very well. She's
going to enroll herself in a lot of programs, as a matter of fact, if she got too many bodies. All right, so let me get the super chat because I got to get up out of here. B-Love, how you doing, Sugarfoot? $10. Men, the ones with such vitriol for women. If you have daughters, you are in for it. Oh, shit, she came with smoke. Would it be okay for a man to treat your daughter like a trash can, even if she's a quality woman? I doubt it. I don't know who exactly she has smoke for, but I wouldn't like it if somebody treated my daughter like that.
It's probably me.
Damn, don't you got a daughter, Trey? Well, no, that's not gonna happen to Trey's daughter.
I do have a daughter.
Y'all know men are completely different when it comes to their own babies.
My daughter will have all access to the game. I'm gonna teach her everything I know. She'll know what dude's playing well before he even come and speak to her.
And that's what it takes.
Yeah. So in when we're talking about the question, I wanted to answer the question real quick. Should women be better goalie or some men stop trying to score? Just real quick. Now men are gonna, they haven't changed their mating strategy and they just never will, right? Because it's a part of our biological imperative to sleep with as many as possible. That's just written in the game. But for women have moved so drastically different from the times of yesteryear that we don't know where they are. They keep moving from place to place, to man, and therefore how they treat men is that you are replaceable. A wife does not think this way. A wife says, no one can replace my man. No one can replace my husband. I can find no man who can do better. That is the thinking of a wife versus someone who's just out there in the streets. That is the woman that you want. You want the woman that looks at you and says, ain't no man like my man. Ain't nobody got it like I got it.
EB, you're right. You're right 100%. But you know what I found is that these women aren't coming with these mindsets. You've got to actually coach them up. When you get into the relationship with them and they start acting all entitled and they start acting all selfish and they start moving in a certain type of way, you got to bring them down. You got to bring that to their attention. Hey,
sounds
look
like
out.
a sounds like a high wait,
Hey, look out.
sounds like a high body count. Sounds like a high body count.
Listen,
What you described is a high body count. You can't change that.
No. What I'm describing, listen.
Wait a minute. Out of 100, out of 50, out of 100, out of 100, why would she think you're the one?
Listen what I'm saying to you.
I know I gotta pick
is
up my
the way
son,
the
right?
culture, the way the culture is right now, right? The ones that you're meeting out there, let's just be honest. The ones that you're not meeting, Sister Mother Mary Clarence out there. You're not doing it. That's not out there.
Hey,
we're not looking for that. We're not looking for that. You don't need to be Sister Mary Clarence. You don't need to be Sister Mary Clarence to be a wife. You don't need to do that.
My name says Trey, not Phil Jackson or Steve Kerr or Bill Belichick. I'm not coaching him to do nothing.
But look, King
ain't coming like that. So you want see, and that's the problem, Trey. That's the problem, Trey. Because you know what, I'm glad you brought up
don't
football.
come at all.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: the dudes that go to the NFL ain't the ones that have the most talent. It's the ones that's the most coachable. The ones that are willing to goddamn learn and get better.
And they all
that's who go. That's who go to the league. That's who goes to the league.
Women are coachable. They've just gotten worse.
Let's break it down, y'all.
All right.
I got to get the hell up out of here, but let me just say this to King Spark, Sister Mary Clarence. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus was.
When Jesus was.
Jesus was.
When Jesus was.
All right, y'all. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. We'll be back again, man. I got some new show ideas too. I'm about to hit y'all up. So check your Instagram. Y'all gonna like what I got coming up.
Hey,
One of the shows I'm trying to
when you about to drop, when you coming on, man.
I will.
So we can catch you.
Nigga, first off, check your Instagram. You send King Spark, he be like, hit me up.
And hit the notification bell.
Hey,
Hit the notification bell, brother.
Mike, I stayed up the other night till 11 p.m. and I looked on the damn thing and it said the show is in 37 hours. I said 37 hours. The one time I stay up for this shit, I'm going to dry up at 11 o'clock at night.
I think the time had changed on us, didn't it?
Yeah, the day, not the time. The 2 days later.
No, that was me. I was gonna go live.
Hey, Mike, let me say one last shameless plug because we talked about this whole topic. I have that whole topic about how women's female promiscuity shape today's sexual marketplace.
I'm gonna drop the link right now.
I would love to get some comments on that. Because
right, so I just dropped the link to that video.
You dropped the link. I appreciate you dropping that link.
No doubt. Y'all go ahead and copy that link. Watch that. I think my man Fatty about to go live. Y'all go check him out. I'm out of here. This is dope.
All right.
I don't know if we figured out. It's funny how I'll put the term. It's funny how I'll put the term women in the title and no women ever come up. This shit be killing me. Y'all were the ones supposed to be talking up here today, but the boys always hold it down for sure. Thank y'all for coming through to the Trigger Mike Show. Go over to the Lapeef Experience channel. If you are not already a subscriber over there, go up to the Lapeef Experience channel, hit the subscribe button. We got a Chic Critique coming on tonight. I'm going to try to make that panel as well. Y'all know it's always going to be fire. Very balanced, very dope minds over there at Chic Critique with Shan, Mistaken, Enaz, Marcus White, AP. You know, we always holding it down over there. Much love to the fam. And we'll catch you next time. Thank y'all for the super chats, man. Y'all know I rock with everybody in this chat. This is the greatest chat on YouTube. I will catch y'all on Monday or another day if I can't find anybody. All right, peace, y'all.